Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming. I have Alpha Force Zero here with me.
Hi.
I've just realized, actually, your camera is not focused. It's not in focus. Let me fix it. Talk to them for just a second.
All
There are
right.
people rolling in. Hang on.
Hey guys. I don't really know what to talk about. I went home from school early today because I'm sick, which means I'm probably also gonna get off stream early because I'm very tired. I found my pride flag. I have my pride flag behind me, and we got a Christmas tree. You can see it more on his camera.
That's better. Much better. Very nice.
The presents that I wrapped so beautifully are being covered up by his little, what's it called? By the content. I think my presents are more important than the content. I think you guys should just look at his camera, look at our presents, and not focus on anything about anything else. I think that would be good.
The presents look nice. Yeah, it's true. You can't see them, can you?
Nope. But they're all so cool and super cool.
I believe you.
Also, you guys can see in the background, we have a little fire. We have logs back there. Isn't it so great?
There you go. They can't see you now, but they can see the presents.
I'm waiting for it to load because it's not... I can't see it on my end yet.
If you refresh, it may
no,
catch up and...
I've done that before. Just it gives it a...
Okay. Well, anyway, yeah, there you go. Pretty cool stuff, huh?
Let me see. Oh, I see it on my end. Oh, pretty. Guys,
yes.
Compliment my gift wrapping.
Very exciting.
The bottom box, it's for my stepmom. It was too big to wrap with the wrapping paper. Like, it just did not fit no matter how I oriented it. Or, yeah. So I ended up having to, wrap it weird. I had to put, like, 2 sheets on there. It was not great.
Super exciting stuff. Christmas is awesome.
I love Christmas.
Awesome time of year. I'm actually probably going to have to get up and go grab food before the night is over. I didn't eat when I should have earlier.
Oh, you could go grab food right now and I'll talk to them while people still
We'll do it in a little bit. You can talk to them in a few.
Okay.
But for now, I wanted to, all right, let me just jump into it. Let me set my timestamps real fast so that I don't forget.
Someone said I thought the presents were on fire. They are because they're so cool.
Yeah.
On my glasses so I can read chat better.
Okay, good. Alrighty. So somebody told me about this video, this Kirk Cameron video. It's apparently a series that I had not heard of before, but it's from like the 2000s, I think. And I guess it's shown to like a bunch of kids in churches and stuff to try to scare the bejesus out of them. So I want to listen to it and see what Kirk Cameron had to say, what message he felt was important for children to know. It's bound to be psychotic. This is around Christmas time when this is being filmed, so I'm not covering current events as much at this immediate moment because, everyone is kind of preoccupied with Christmas. So let's just see what he has to say here. Majestic music.
An experienced firefighter was recently charged with grave neglect of duty. Prosecutors maintained that he had abandoned his responsibility when he failed to release rescue equipment. This resulted in the needless and tragic deaths of a family of 5.
Now, I have to wonder, who does Kirk Cameron support in the Uvalde, Texas attack? Do you guys remember that a while back? Uvalde, Texas, there was an attack on a school, and the cops just literally stood out there for like ever and did nothing to help anybody while people inside were slaughtered mercilessly. And the Republicans took the side of the police, and the left took the side of logic and reason, said that's disgusting. I have to wonder who he sided with in that situation. I'm sure we all know.
Eyewitnesses were sickened when they discovered that the reason the firefighter remained locked in the emergency vehicle was simply because he was testing a new high-tech CD player, which he maintained he had bought as a gift for the fire chief.
Okay, I thought he was going to say he was locked in his car praying or some stupid thing.
The fire chief immediately distanced himself from the defendant, and he dishonorably discharged him from the department. In a prepared statement, the chief said, quote, "There are no words to describe such a betrayal of those he was sworn to protect." The lead prosecuting attorney argued that for more than 3 minutes after arriving on the scene, the firefighter wore earphones and listened to a CD while a family of 5 was screaming to be rescued from the 6th floor of a burning building.
Okay, what's the point here? This is shown to children in churches.
Horrified onlookers related that as flames licked her clothing, a mother cried out in terror.
I'm sorry, hang on. Let me get the cat. 1 second. Go on, Kiki. Go on.
We put up a thing so that they can't get in with our doors, but we didn't close it, so. Okay, he's closing it now. Well, while he's doing that, someone mentioned my pride flag. Look at the full thing. Okay, it's covering my hair.
You should really have like a stick that I put through there instead.
A stick would be nice, but we don't have a stick currently.
I have a broom somewhere. I think it's downstairs anyway.
I think it's in the kitchen, yeah.
Okay. All right, let's continue. Whoop.
And fell to her death while still clutching an infant in her arms. Other witnesses.
This is very obviously fear-mongering, trying to emotionally grip you right now. Like, is this even a real scenario? I don't know. I'm not convinced.
He's using sorry, that was impressive. He's using language like, as the flames licked her skin, and it was so like heartbreaking to play on your emotions there.
Yeah, it's all playing on emotions. That's what it's about here. She's not gonna leave it alone. She can't just leave things alone.
It's impressive that she like got it open like that. She keeps climbing our tree. We just got it like, I don't know, 2 hours ago, and she's climbing it.
All right, let me go get the broomstick. Hang on.
Okay, I'll entertain them. I like entertaining you guys.
Go, kitty, go.
Happy Pride Flag, Alpha Force 0. And God allowed this much less, or rather way more, the Holocaust itself. Seems like a lousy God who simply doesn't care. Exactly. I agree with that. God did nothing for that family, otherwise the fire wouldn't have happened. Yeah. People always say, oh, God is loving and merciful and, you know, whatever else. If he loved you and he has the power to control everything and he knows everything, then he wouldn't, you know, he wouldn't allow this suffering. If he knows everything, he knows that when he creates a being, that being is going to suffer in the long run.
No, not gonna work. God, I think we're just gonna have to deal with the cats. Constantly trying to pry their way in.
Why won't the broom work?
Because of the topography of the thing. It just won't.
That sucks.
Anyway, that's frustrating. Now I have to deal with the idiot cats acting like fools.
Speaking of, we could put something under the door, so that, because that's how they're opening it. They're reaching under the door with their paw. I'm watching her.
I mean, we could.
So we could put the scarf under there. You see how she opened it?
Yeah. All right.
You want me to do that real quick? While you...
It's fine. She's not even in there right now, so it's okay if it's open. But if she gets back into the living room, we're going to have to keep it closed.
Okay.
Somehow. All right, let's continue.
Said that the father was clutching 2 terrified children as he was engulfed by the massive flames.
Yeah, this is all emotional propaganda. I don't even know if this is a real scenario.
This terrifying drama took place in full view of the firefighter as he remained seated in the vehicle, listening to the CD. The defense pleaded no contest, but added that the defendant went to great personal sacrifice to purchase the expensive gift for the chief, and hoped that the judge would take that into consideration.
Oh, please.
As he passed sentence. What do you think is a fitting punishment for this serious crime? 2 years in prison? 20 years? A life sentence?
Well, interestingly, if he hadn't been on the force, he would have no obligation to render aid. You cannot be compelled to help somebody. It's called the Good Samaritan law or whatever, but it's not what Seinfeld portrayed it to be years ago. In the TV show Seinfeld, they portrayed them standing there and watching, like, as somebody gets mugged and they did nothing, and they get, like, charged with a crime for not doing anything. You can't be compelled to act on someone else's behalf legally in the United States. But he was on the force, so it may be a little bit different. I'm not actually sure. Like with the cops should absolutely be obligated to do something to save people's lives. That's what they're being paid for. That's what they're there for. But even a fire department's a little bit different, right? Because they're not being paid for that. They're volunteers. So I don't know what the legal requirement or whatever would be. What?
I was going to say, are all firefighters volunteers?
Yes, all firefighters are volunteers.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I think that there's a hierarchy and they can be paid and stuff, but I'm not exactly sure how it works.
Why would anyone want to be a firefighter when they grow up? You get no money that way, do you?
I don't know.
Unless you're in the
no
hierarchy.
need to wonder. Just loaded up our question gun. Let's go answer hunting.
People are concerned that your chair's on fire.
I saw that. Let's find out. Are
Someone-
all firefighters volunteers?
Someone-
Do they not get paid?
Someone told me to iron my pride flag. Guys, it's not straight for a reason.
There you go. Also, that type of material looks more wrinkled than it actually is on camera. I don't think it's that wrinkled.
It's not wrinkled. It's the way I'm laying on it. But yeah, guys, it's not straight. Why would I iron it? All right, are they? Have we loaded up our question? gun?
Not all firefighters are volunteers. It varies quite a bit depending on location. In the U.S., there's actually a mix. There are career paid firefighters, typically staff departments in larger cities and urban areas where call volumes are high enough to justify full-time positions. These are salaried professionals who often work shifts like 24 on, 48 off. That's awful. Oh my God. Volunteer firefighters are more common in rural areas and smaller communities that don't have the tax base or call volume to support a full-time paid department. So it depends on the jurisdiction, but many are. And our local one is volunteer.
The one in West Virginia was volunteer then?
Yeah, I believe it was, yes.
Okay. Wow, I'm realizing every single firefighter I've ever met was not paid. That's crazy.
It depends. I think some of them are paid, even in volunteer ones, like the manager. What are they doing? Like, what is going on right now? No, it's fine. If they just shut up and stop. God. They might. We'll see.
Cashmere left.
Yeah.
Cashmere's my favorite.
Anyway, I think like hierarchically, like I think the manager of the department is probably paid and stuff, but most of the firefighters are not. Anyway, let's continue.
Capital punishment? You be the
Capital punishment, dude. Oh my God.
judge. Please choose an answer because we're going to tell you more about this story later in the program.
If a guy sat there and watched as a family burned to death, assuming that this is in fact an honest representation of the facts, which I doubt, if he were representing the facts accurately, I would lean toward 5 years at least. I guess it would depend on why. I mean, if he's saying that he just didn't feel like it and he was just messing with a CD player and he just didn't care, 5 years, I guess. Do you have an opinion?
I mean, yeah. I like if you just, if you just wasn't paying attention or just like didn't care to whatever. But I don't think
It's
I'm not
certainly
even sure this is real.
Right. Yeah, that's my problem here.
What an intro.
Seek and save the lost the way Jesus.
No, that's a sick intro, right? So metal.
So use the law, use your testament, reach out to the lost. Reach out to the lost.
What are you going to do about it?
There's nothing more important than your eternal salvation.
Agree to disagree there.
Right. What would Jesus do? Gotta love the...
What did Jesus do?
Oh, what did Jesus do? Yeah, I've never seen that before.
WDJD.
Mark 16:15. You know what's interesting that they quoted that? Do you know what's special about that verse?
Clearly not.
It's fake.
Really?
Yes, that
What's
was
the verse?
added later. The last chapter of Mark, chapter 16, the last 9 verses were added later. And everybody knows that. It's in every single Bible. If you pull it out, I'll just pull up a random Mark 16:15. Let's see, Bible Gateway right here. It's or actually, just pull up Mark 16. Here, the earliest manuscripts and some other ancient witnesses do not have verses 9 to 20. That's a generous way of saying this is fake. This is added later. And these verses are the basis for faith healing and snake handling and poison drinking and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Poison drinking.
Yeah, you never heard of that?
No.
Pentecostals do that a lot. Evangelical, Kenneth Copeland, televangelist types of people. It's the basis. This section is the basis for their entire kind of modus operandi, if you will.
As soon as you said that, I started reading. It says they will speak in new tongues. They will
Speaking
pick up
in tongues, yep.
Yeah, they will pick up snakes with their hands, and when they drink deadly poison, it will not hurt them at all. They will place their hands on sick people, and they will get well. So people will become Jesus.
Quit it! God, this...
Hecking.
I'm going to take it.
Get your duck.
Bad, no! He's tearing up the couch. You want to get him?
I got him.
Jesus Christ, what is wrong with these cats tonight? My God. What is he tearing up? He's tearing up the couch. Why? Why is he doing this? All right, you want to continue?
Yeah, but he's just standing there, so I think he'll start again soon. I pushed him off the couch, so he's not, he knows he did something. He knows better. He's a very smart cat. He just likes to disobey. And I know he knows better, and I know he's a smart cat, because if you look at him while he's doing something, he stops and runs away because he knows he's in trouble.
Anyway, let's continue. So, yes, speaking in tongues came from these verses. Poison drinking, snake handling, from these verses. And exorcisms also came from these verses.
Really?
Yep, right here it says, these signs will accompany those who believe. In my name, they'll drive out demons. They'll speak in new tongues. Drive out demons is exorcism. Speaking in tongues, they'll pick up snakes with their hands, and when they drink deadly poison, it will not hurt them. Place their hands on sick people, they'll get well. Faith healing. Anyway, the point is right here. He said to them, go to the world and preach the gospel to all creation. These verses are all fake. That's the verse they cited here, 16:15.
People in chat are mentioning cat scratchers. We have like 4 of them.
They're doing this just to be shitheads. That's it.
Miki doesn't do it at all. She doesn't scratch. Well,
She did it earlier.
She doesn't
do it often.
usually scratch up the couch. Cashmere does it because he's purposefully trying to,
Be a pain.
yeah.
Because he wants to annoy you.
Like I said, he stops when we look at him. He knows what he's doing is wrong. And it's not like he's trying to get attention or something like a child would. I bother him all the time. He
can
doesn't
come
like
over
it.
to us and hang out with us anytime. Like
Yeah.
jump in our laps and whatever.
Yeah,
He does it because he wants to be a shithead.
He is a very rude cat as much as I love him.
All right, let's continue. I'll have to cut all of that out just an editing note.
Do you find it easy to love and worship God? When you think of how beautiful God is, how wonderful He is, and the love that He's expressed toward us in the cross, it's easy to worship God.
No, it sucks. There's so much stuff you have to do with it. You have to take time out of your day and go, in public places and preach, evangelize, spread the message. You have to go to church multiple times a week if you're Kirk Cameron or if you were Jehovah's Witness like me. There's so much stuff, so many rules attached to all of this. And it's not easy, quote unquote, to be a Christian. It sucks. And it was easy. That's how it spread so quickly through the Middle East and the Roman Empire originally, was because it was easy. You just had to believe, basically. That's all of the other religions in the areas were like high investment. You had to believe in this stuff and you had to do all this extra stuff. And these people have altered it and warped it into something new that sucks up all of your time and energy and turns your personality into something brand new. It sucks. Is that Cashmere again?
It was me.
Oh. All right.
It's as natural for a Christian to worship the Lord as it is for a flower to open in the light and the warmth of the sun.
Is that from you? 1 Kirk 3:15?
It's easy for me to say, I love you, Lord, but it's not as easy to demonstrate that love by obeying his commands. His commands to seek and save the lost. The reason Jesus came to this earth. The Bible says in Acts 1:8, "But you shall receive power after the Holy Spirit is come upon you, and you shall be witnesses to me, both in Jerusalem and in all Judea and in Samaria and to the uttermost part of the earth." The reason we as a church exist here on earth is to be a witness for Jesus Christ. And he said, "Go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature."
So that is from the book of Mark 16:15, as he cited, "Go into all the world, preach the gospel." That is a fake verse. However, that concept of preaching to people, evangelizing, that is also found in other parts. Like, I think that's in Matthew as well. Matthew, oh my God, I had it memorized when I was little. Matthew something or other.
I
says
just
the same
realized
thing.
that's the quote. There was this thing on TikTok a while back where Christians would go into the comments and copy paste some super long thing about how God is great and everyone needs to listen to God. And it'd be on a completely random video. And people would call them out for it and say, "Hey, this has nothing to do with religion. Please shut up for now." And they would quote that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's so stupid.
Also, Matthew 24:14. That was the verse. It's drilled into my head. I can't believe I forgot it. Matthew 24:14. Gospel will be preached throughout the world before the end comes. Anyway.
And you know, Kirk, if that commission was just given to the first 11 disciples, then the gospel would have faded out when the disciples died. But that gospel was given to the whole church. We're all commanded as Christians to go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature.
Again, that verse was not given to the church. It was added later.
But there's a problem, though. Let me tell you what it is. Bill Bright, in his book, The Coming Revival, said that only 2% of Christians in America share their faith regularly with others. Only 2%.
Yeah, they're trying to guilt you into it, right?
It seems that a vast majority of the body of Christ are either locked in worship and don't care about the cries of the ungodly or their fate, or they don't know what to say, and therefore they don't share their faith. But that's like that firefighter saying,
Dude, where are they? Anyway, what is this?
Where did he get these statistics from? Like,
He made them up completely, I'm sure.
listen, I know a lot of Christians, and I grew up around a lot of Christians, and I've met a lot of Christians now. They are very vocal and adamant. And it looks like he came from, I don't know, I'm going to say 1960, 1970.
Who's that?
This guy.
Ray Comfort?
Yeah, it looks like he's straight from 1970. But, like, I promise Christians have not gotten louder to that extent. Like, 2% to, I'm going to say 90%. 90% of Christians I meet are very vocal about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, I was just looking through the transcript here. I was looking for the statistics, see if I can look them up, but we'll continue for the moment.
and therefore they don't share their faith. But that's like that firefighter saying, "I just didn't know how to rescue those people." If he was a firefighter, he should have studied and learned how to climb a ladder and rescue people. And that's what we need to do as Christians.
Oswald J. Smith said, "Oh, my friends, we're loaded down with countless church activities, while the real work of the church, that of evangelizing and winning the lost, is almost entirely neglected."
Well, I mean, it takes a lot of effort to keep a church going, right? So, I mean, isn't that part of the deal?
It's not letting me pause.
No, it did. I paused at the same time.
No, I've been trying to pause
Try
for
again.
a few minutes.
Let me see the keyboard.
I have a mini keyboard. Oh my god, Cashmere's screaming.
He's being an obnoxious idiot. I
I
don't
love
know what's
him.
wrong with him.
I love him so much. Someone earlier said that we should try spraying like a citrus thing or spraying them with water. We've done both of those
I
things.
do have the citrus, but
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they know better, and it's just a Cashmere thing. He doesn't do it all the time, but he does it often enough that it's like, I know it's on
he's
purpose.
intentionally
I love him though.
a
It's okay.
shithead. Like, he does this intentionally to be a scumbag.
He's my sweet little baby. He's the cutest cat ever, and I love him so much. I've had him since I was 6, so I'm legally obligated to be very emotionally attached to him. And when he dies, I'm gonna I don't know if I'm going to make it.
He's not gonna die. He'll live forever out of spite.
Yeah, he's immortal. I made him immortal. Don't worry about it.
I don't understand why this is not working.
Well, while you're figuring that out, someone earlier said, Alpha Force Zero, does life go towards suffering or joy? And if so, is it on a cosmic level? Can we create meaning in the absence of, I don't know what that is, creating altruistic, Teleos.
Teleological.
By creating the altruistic,
Why don't you look it up? Like
who will guarantee love.
Where is it?
That was a while ago.
Oh.
I think that life is whatever you can make it to be. I have depression. So for me, for a little bit there, was not joyful. But I'm trying to make the most out of it, and I have medication. Trying to make the most out of it, trying to make everything very joyful. I spend time with my friends, I spend time with my family, I do these streams. So I think I don't think life is inherently anything. I think if you can find good things, then life will be joyful. But if you are given a really bad life and you don't care to try and find the good in it, I think everything will be miserable. I'm not saying if you have a bad life and you find the joy in it, everything's perfect, or if you have a good life and, like everything's perfect. But I think you can find good and bad in everything.
Okay, I'm not sure why this isn't working, but we'll just have to do our best. And when I stop, you can talk. Will that work?
Mm-hmm. He is an unmoral animal, incapable of advanced sapient moral reasoning or sapience. How he's agent responsible for his or her...
Here.
Wait, how is he as an agent responsible for his or her actions? Because he's not an idiot.
He knows when he's doing something wrong.
Because of our reactions to them. He's aware that when I look at him or when Dad yells at him because he's actively doing something and that happens repeatedly, it's like training a dog. You can say the word sit, and while they may not understand it, they'll sit because you've trained them to do that. We've trained him to not scratch the couch and not whatever.
And he scratches it and sits there and waits for us to come in and then bolts. He runs the moment we stand up because he knows that he's not supposed to do that. So he is not fully amoral and without reason or understanding. He does understand that what he's doing is wrong, or that it is an undesirable action, whatever. All right, let's continue. We'll do our best.
Screen is dark.
Here's the point. If you're not sharing your faith, if you're not seeking the lost and obeying the scriptures to save them with fear, pulling them out of the fire, if you don't have enough concern for them to do that, then you are that firefighter.
That is wild, dude. So they said, how much time should you get? 5 years in prison? You are like the firefighter. You deserve to go to prison for not going out door knocking. That's what he just said. You deserve to go to prison for 5 years for not evangelizing.
And telling every single person you come across.
That is wild.
Jesus said, if you love me, keep my commandments. And if we are merely drawing near to him with our lip service, but remaining far from him in our hearts, refusing to do those things he's told us to do, then he is not our Lord. And he will distance himself from us on the day of judgment, despite our sacrifice of praise. We'll cry out to him, Lord, Lord, and he will say to us, depart from me, I never knew you.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm pretty sure that Kirk Cameron supports Donald Trump. And I'm pretty sure that Ray Comfort also supports Donald Trump. And if that is the case, as I'm very confident of, those are the people the Bible was talking about in that verse. They will say, Lord, Lord, and he will say, I don't know you. Because you didn't embody Jesus' morals or values or principles at all. The things that you did ruined people's lives.
Try
Try playing, I think it just connected.
Someone pointed out that the music in the background sounds like horror music. There it is.
It does sound like horror music. Bizarre. Anyway, the point is that he isn't connecting the dots, that he's who the Bible is talking about. He is the scumbag who did all of these works, but they were empty. Because at the end of the day, the things that he believed in, the things that he said, the things he stood for, and the policies that he pushed for ruined people's lives intentionally and knowingly. He knew that would be the outcome, and he did it anyway. So, good luck.
Reminder that Jesus was not white. Mary was 14 and like knocking on people's doors. They would not have supported Jesus. They would not have supported Mary. They wouldn't have given Mary any help. They do not care. They only care when they can make up stuff and when something benefits them and when they have an excuse to spew hatred.
And as a matter of fact, that reminds me, there's a current protest going on right now by churches putting these things up. Due to ICE activity in our community, the Holy Family is in hiding.
I like that a lot.
This is like, instead of putting up a nativity scene for Christmas, this is what a lot of churches are putting up right now. And how does Kirk Cameron feel about that? I'm sure we can all guess, right?
I never knew you.
Anyway, the point is that he's a bad Christian. Both of them are. In the sense that they're not following the dictates or values of Christ. They're following the Old Testament hateful, vengeful, genocidal God. And I'm literally betting my life that this is all made up nonsense. But if there is a God on the other side, I would bet even further that they are not going to make it where they think they are.
And I think if there is a God on the other side, that God would be understanding and willing to accept anyone who actually cares.
Because that's a right thing. That's the good thing. And if God really is good and benevolent, that's who he would be.
It doesn't matter whether or not you believe in him, as long as you are a good person. These people are not good people.
No,
Believing
they're
in
evil.
believing in him or saying that they believe in him makes no difference. They are objectively bad.
And I actually, just as a side note, I actually read Ray Comfort's book on Hitler because, you know, Christians for many years, since forever, have tried to make Hitler out to be an atheist and an evolutionist who hated Christians and did all of his bad stuff for atheistic reasons. It's nonsense. That's not true at all. Well, Ray Comfort, as it turns out, is one of those people who wrote a book on the subject. So I read it because I know a lot about this subject. And I know exactly where he got his sources. It was one single book. It's called The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich. And it's not a good book. It was written by a journalist, not by a historian, which is okay sometimes, but he got a ton of stuff wrong. He hyper-focused on gay people and kind of agreed with some of the principles and ideas of the Nazis or whatever. He lived there in Germany when it was all going down. So he's useful as an eyewitness, but not good as a source to, whatever. Anyway, this book was not that good, The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich. And Ray Comfort's entire book was based around that. It was almost like he didn't read anything else because he included conspiracy theories in his book that The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich also had. For example, the conspiracy theory that the Nazis actually lit the Reichstag fire. That was in there. And a bunch of, the conspiracy theory that Hitler killed his niece. That's not true. That did not happen. Anyway, it was just absurd. That's the point. Kind of unrelated. But Ray Comfort is just a ridiculous human being.
I haven't heard the niece one.
Yeah, Hitler dated his niece. They didn't grow up together or anything, but they were
So that's his sibling's kid still.
Yeah.
That's too close.
I believe it was the niece.
I can see 42nd cousin.
Half niece.
How do you have half brother? That makes sense.
And many historians believe it was a romantic one. I'm pretty confident that it was a romantic relationship. And they got in an argument one day, and he got in his car and drove off or whatever. And she was found dead by gunshot, like later on that day, I believe. And Hitler, this is before he was famous. This is before he was anything at all. And he was like prime suspect number 1 and investigated upside down, backward, and forward by the police. And they found no evidence of foul play. It was a suicide.
Oh.
So.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Anyway, Rise and Fall of the Third Reich heavily implies that Hitler killed her. And that's just not true. That's not the consensus among historians. That was just nonsense. And that's where Ray Comfort gets his sources from, so.
Someone asked if you ever thought about collaborating with other leftist YouTubers. You do, right? You
Yeah, all
collaborate
the
with
time.
people all
I
the time.
did I did a video, or I did a stream last night with Forrest Valkai. You may have a specific idea in mind of what leftist YouTubers you're thinking of, but I'm not really in those crowds. I'd be willing to work with anybody, but yeah, I work with different people than most people think of.
I like everyone that Dad works with. They're all very nice.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
I've met most of them. Spoken to most of them. Yeah.
All right. Let's
Back
see.
to the stream.
What?
Back to the stream.
Tabs. I've finished Kirk Cameron. Remove from tab.
Cashmere is now perched on the couch, and he's so adorable. I love him.
As long as he's quiet, like, my God.
I love him so much. I don't care that he's loud or rude or annoying or intentionally evil. I love him so much. And also, I've noticed he won't sit on my lap if I'm not wearing, if I don't have a layer of fabric between his claws and my skin, and he won't bite me ever. He hasn't bitten me in years. Speaking of, he's up here now.
Read Richard J. Evans and Ian Kershaw's biographies on Hitler. 100%. Yes. Ian Kershaw and Richard J. Evans, top tier. Richard J. Evans did a 3-part series called it's called the Third Reich series, I think. The Coming of the Third Reich, the Third Reich at in Power, and the Third Reich at War. And those 3 books total 1,200 pages. It's gigantic compendium of everything, but it is so good. And Ian Kershaw wrote, if you really want to, aside from his Hitler biography, which is really good, again, 1,000-page book, you can read The Hitler Myth, which is all about the cult of Hitler that existed at the time. And it's so awesome. Kershaw is the best. Anyway, yeah. Just looking through. Ever thought about, yeah, okay. Cut up. Sweet.
You guys see this kitty? Isn't he so cute?
Let's continue with the next story. All right, there is something wrong with MAGA influencers. Okay, I don't know what is going on with their heads, but listen to this dude.
The cops should go to all you weirdo shut-ins who are on your computer so much. Donald Trump should make a massive sweep of all your guys' computers and just go through all your guys' pads. I actually know someone who works with Donald Trump directly. And I'm going to push this forward.
So he's saying he wants to take away your right to privacy. He wants to take away your 4th and 5th Amendment rights completely because he just doesn't like you, apparently.
So that he goes through all you people who don't have girlfriends, who don't have real friends, who play too many video games, and you're...
Hey, what's wrong with playing video games? Come on.
Guys, Dad, listen, don't turn around. You might not want to look behind you.
Yeah, I have my whole game collection back there. I don't know.
What games? What video games? He would never.
Yeah, it's a whole game collection. I have a bunch of... I've had it for many, many years, and a lot of it was actually given to me by friends or whatever, and the value in most of that is in the display more than anything, but yeah. I'm a retro game collector.
Yeah.
God, look at my Christmas tree star. You can see the star is a Mario.
He made
star,
that himself, guys.
He did. I
3D
printed it. Yeah. Don't tell Nintendo. All right, let's continue. Let me try to.
Cashmere's clawing my leg through my shirt.
And you're past 16 years old, it's going to be an executive order where they all go through your computers, and you guys are all fucked.
I turned 17 in 1 month.
You're safe. Wait, he said 16 or older.
He said older than 16.
Oh, you're in bad shape. Oh, no, you're okay then.
I have 1 month.
Okay.
I have 1 month to get my stuff together.
Okay.
Because you got
Nope. Now I'm back. I am back. I'm sorry. My computer is just... I need new memory. And I ordered new memory. It's just not, it's not here yet. And it's such a pain. It keeps dying on me. It's happened, like, consistently. Like, every stream that I've done recently. It's very frustrating. What?
That's going to be miserable to put back together.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be a nightmare to put back together. Luckily, I pulled the stream back up quickly enough that I didn't have to start a new stream, because that would have sucked for sure. I'm out of sync. Someone says I'm out of sync. I shouldn't be now. I think I'm good.
I can play it on my end, but
I'm good?
it'll play. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I'm good. All right, mute it.
Ooh, I'm trying. Sorry.
Okay, sweet. Let's continue. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's going to be a nightmare to piece back together, but let's start recording again. Kill my audio. All right.
It was a
Try
memory issue.
Hmm?
So people in chat are asking what happened. Is it
Memory is dying.
on
My
his
memory's
computer?
been dying for like a month, and I just haven't gotten new memory, but I ordered some recently, so let's try that again.
16 years old, it's going to be an executive order where they all go through your computers and you guys are all fucked because you guys are all watching weird ass shit. You're not getting laid. You're a very frustrated man. Because this world is backwards as fuck. Like, all these people are so fucked up in the head.
This guy, of all people, saying this guy.
Why does his head tattoo give him like a... He has a hairline up there.
Yeah, what is...
He has like a lineup.
Yeah, what is that? I don't know what's on his head. Usually tattoos are meant to be like interpreted and appreciated, but this guy decided just giant blob would be good for a tattoo.
Hey, it's his hair. Leave him and his hair alone, okay?
He decided to do the Picard, I guess.
Just
for a
because his
tattoo.
hair looks a little different than yours does not
Right.
mean it's not just as beautiful.
Right.
We need to have Trump sign an executive order against public enemy number one.
Which is me and you, of course.
Right. So also in that same fashion, Kamala Harris, Biden, all of the Democrats, they should have signed an executive order against you, right? That's what you're saying. Because you were public enemy number one back then. Or are you going to be hypocritical? Are you going to say, "Oh, no one should do that because I'm me and I'm great and I'm perfect and amazing, but you're against me, therefore you're wrong and evil."
You know, we have this like perception in society that things should be equal and fair, and if somebody does something to us, then they should expect it to be done to them as well. But MAGA has completely destroyed that, and Christian nationalists have also worked to destroy that perception completely, where they think it's okay to give special treatment to this group or that group, particularly to Christians. And this is another example. He doesn't believe that he's in danger of being searched or whatever by the Democrats, which he's correct about. He's not in danger of that. But he's going to push for it on the other side because he wants unfair, unequal treatment. He wants to persecute one group over another. This is the antithesis of democratic, fair, equal society.
Public enemy number one. Public enemy number one in 2025 is these weird men who can't get a woman.
Hey, get that fucking porch monkey out of here.
Holy Jesus Christ, dude. I did not know that was at the end of this video. I'm going to have to cut that out. In fact, I'm going to have to demonetize this now. I did not realize that was in there. Now we know what kind of person this is. Did you hear that? That's insane.
I learned about that like in 2021. That was crazy.
That is wild. I watched through this video, but I guess I didn't reach the very end. MAGA influencers are disgusting, dude. This guy is a MAGA influencer. What is wrong with these people? And do you remember this girl here?
She was the... Yeah.
During the food stamps thing, when food stamps were being withheld from people, she sat there and ate something on screen. I mean, there's more. There's a reason I'm coming back to this. Okay, because she released another video. I think that's her. Is that the same one?
Yeah.
That's the same girl, right? Is there a
What
thing?
happened to last month's water?
Yeah.
What'd you do with that?
Yeah. So anyway,
What happened to last month's air? What do you mean you can't breathe?
just a reminder here.
This message is for all the people that are complaining that they're not getting their food stamps for November. What did you do with October's food stamp money?
Literally ate it? Are you serious? People eat every month. Did she think they're putting it in savings or something?
What'd you do?
Disgusting human being, dude. This is MAGA influencers. This is the state of MAGA influencers.
For the record, I use food stamps. He doesn't get food stamps, but my mom does. She gets, I don't know, what is it, like 600 a month-ish?
I'm not actually sure anymore.
I
It
think
used to
it's
be around there.
Yeah, I think it's about 600 a month. And she has 3 kids plus herself, plus, I mean, her boyfriend, gets his own food, but 3 kids plus herself,
Oh,
plus
I'm
her
pretty
boyfriend.
sure that he is included on her food stamps, and so is the kid. The
yeah.
3 of them.
3 kids,
No,
herself.
3 people,
3, okay.
right? Total? Her?
She feeds
the kid?
me and also Caleb.
Oh, I see. But they're not on the
We're
account.
not on the food stamps. So
She's giving
she
them
gets
food,
like
right?
$600 for 3 people, and then she ends up feeding 5-ish. $600 for 5 people for an entire month is not enough to have, I don't know what she was expecting, $200 in savings. Like, that's not how that works.
600 for 3 people is not enough. Like, it's just not very much, honestly. It's not very much money. Although it could be worse, it's not enough. And she's complaining here about people getting food stamps. Disgusting.
I'm sure you can get by with 600, but like I said, there's no way you're feeding however many people and then having like enough left over to feed you into the next month as well. Like,
And-
she was expecting food stamps for 1 month to pay people or to feed people for stretched out 2 months when they didn't even know that they wouldn't have food the following month. So on top of trying to make $600 stretch out for 2 months, you're also expecting them to like have it saved without even knowing that they need to be saving it.
Also, saving doesn't really work that way with food stamp exactly. I mean, I think you can leave some food stamp money on the card, but it's just a debit card that you can only make purchases on certain select items with. That's all. So anyway, it used to be little pieces of paper like currency back in the day. And some people would like let you buy diapers with it or whatever. And they just like the store will give the food stamps to the government, and then they will give the actual cash to the store or whatever, but not anymore.
Someone said ain't eating sushi on stamps. Maybe dollar store sushi because it's at that specific grocery store, but generally
You can't
no.
buy prepared food. You cannot buy prepared food with
Well, you can buy
food
soup.
stamps. You can't, let me rephrase. You can't buy hot food.
Yeah, you can't buy hot food or like full on meals, but you can buy like soup and stuff like that. And I think there could be a situation where sushi is on food stamps, but it's gonna be sushi that costs maybe $4.
Yeah,
and people aren't getting $4 sushi for their entire meal for the entire month. They're not spending all of their food stamps on whatever.
Besides that, why do you care what people spend their food stamp money on? That's money that they have to survive, to live, to eat off of. And you buy lobster, you buy steak. I'm not here to scrutinize people's spending decisions. I'm here to make sure they have enough to eat for the month comfortably. And I'm not even going to entertain the conversation of they have too much or whatever. This is a program that needs to exist for the poorest among us. And if we want to talk about fraud or misuse or whatever, we should talk about all the tax breaks billionaires are getting. That's what I care about right now.
Okay, wait. Someone said if you can afford to eat out or eat fast food, you're not poor.
That is absolute bullshit.
Yeah, that's not. Oh, okay. There are 2 cats on my lap now. That's not possible. You can definitely eat out or eat fast food if you're poor.
Fast food is intentionally cheap because they want it to appeal to people who don't have much money. And the problem is eating fast food is the only option a lot of the time for impoverished people because they don't have time to actually prepare proper meals.
You won't be like eating out. Okay, she kicked him off of my lap and I prefer him.
Does that?
You won't be eating out every single day if you're poor, but like my mom's boyfriend, you know, he works at a fast food place, so they get fast food a lot. It's a pizza place. They get pizza a lot. When I lived with my family who was very, very poor and I was eating food from them rather than from him, we would go to McDonald's, and I mean, we're not going to get 7 Happy Meals for all of the kids, but we got like a basket of fries, 20-piece nuggets. So we had food. We had fast food. It's not, fast food is like $8 for an entire meal as opposed to $30 for an entire meal. So
fast food is inexpensive and fast, and a lot of people just don't have time to prepare proper meals is the point. But either way, you can't get that with food stamps anyway. Again, no prepared food, no hot food, things like that. But let's listen to this woman. I believe it's the same person. Even further.
Controversial.
Oops, sorry, too loud. Turn it down a bit.
Controversial things I believe to make you feel a little less alone in the world. Abortion is murder, no matter what, no matter how the baby was conceived, it is murder. And IVF is one of the leading causes, if not the leading cause of abortion in America. So
IVF is what do you think IVF is? The leading cause of abortion? In vitro fertilization, where people can't have children, so they go through a medical procedure to artificially get pregnant? You think that's murder? How exactly? I don't understand. I'm sorry, let me rephrase. You think that's the leading cause of abortion? I understand that basically what they do. Do you know this process?
for
IVF?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, they take the cells, they mix them in a petri dish. For anyone who's unfamiliar, they end up with like 10 embryos that are basic, or zygotes, I'm sorry. They end up with 10 zygotes that are literally just the joined cells, and they freeze them. And then they implant one into the mother when she's ready to have a kid. And when she's done having children, they discard the remaining zygotes or whatever. It's literally like one cell or a very, very tiny clump of cells. I think maybe they let it grow for like 3 days, which develops from a zygote to an embryo, literally invisible to the naked eye. And you think that's murder? Like, seriously, get a grip on reality. This is helping people who otherwise could not have children have children.
I also do not support IVF. And a lot of you probably didn't know that about IVF. So there you go. Look into it.
It's just made up nonsense. And also, did you catch that bit where she said it doesn't matter how it was conceived? She's saying there should be no exception for rape or incest for abortion. What is broken in your head? She is a vile human being.
Marriage was designed to be between a man and a woman, and actually I do not believe that any other type of marriage is considered marriage from a Christian perspective. I believe that...
Well, okay, great. I don't give a shit what you think from a Christian perspective. We live in a society with lots of different perspectives. We have to respect each other's different ideas and beliefs and feelings. You don't have to agree with me that getting gay married is okay, but you have no right to impose your religious beliefs on me. Is the problem here.
The thing is, from a Christian perspective, you can say whatever. I'm not Christian. I don't have a Christian perspective. Therefore, the Christian perspective does not matter to me.
It doesn't matter. The Christian perspective and all these other perspectives, they don't matter. They shouldn't matter to anybody else but you. Okay, look, if you don't want to get gay married, then don't get gay married. But me getting gay married is my business.
You got something to tell me?
I'm not gay, but I'm saying... anybody else should be allowed to do this stuff.
You want this?
Because it doesn't affect you. No, you can keep that. Thank you. It doesn't affect others. It doesn't affect you in any way, shape, or form. You are literally trampling on other people's rights and trying to pretend to be a victim in the process. This infuriates me.
Guys, this cat is the loudest purr ever. I can, she's vibrating my entire body right now.
She kicked him off intentionally. She does that.
Yeah,
She finds where he is and kicks him away and bullies him.
Guys, Cashmere is my favorite cat because I've had him since I was 6, and he was sitting on my lap, and I was so happy, and he was enjoying everything, and he was purring, and she jumped up here and like basically stepped on him and made him jump off of
She left him with a giant cut on his forehead too.
Yeah, the other day. She doesn't ever sit on my lap, so this was intentional, but it's okay because she's purring and it's cute.
Okay.
Perspective. I believe that vaccines cause way more harm than good in 2025. In a healthy marriage, the wife should submit to the husband. Also, the husband should love his wife and lay his life down for her.
My God, dude. Just everything out of her mouth is psychotic.
Hang on. In 2025, vaccines do more harm than good, but like when she said in 2025, so like when did they not, in her opinion? Also, did she just say that a husband should love his wife as like a controversial claim? Yeah. Love your partner.
I think the idea was a wife should submit to her husband and do whatever he says. And then these people try to hedge the statement by trying to make it sound more reasonable. Like, oh, the husband has expectations too. I'm not just saying it's all on the wife.
Right.
When in reality, when do they actually focus in on what the husband's responsibilities are? Never. It's always it's always about the wife and what she is obligated to do and everything else. It's nonsense.
So the wife is expected to cook, clean, take care of children, and do literally everything, and take care of the husband. And the husband has to have a crush on his wife. Like, that's literally the basis for getting married to someone, is that you like them enough to get married to them.
If pushed on it, they will say the husband's responsibility is to, like, work.
Hey, someone offered to gay marry you.
Okay, no thank you. I appreciate the offer, though. I'm honored.
Boo.
I'm very popular among gay dudes, I've come to find. I get hit on all the time.
It's because you look young.
In comments and things like that. And it's always gay dudes. I don't know why.
Always?
I'm like catnip to gay dudes. It's something. Anyway, the point is, that's definitely not a joke she would appreciate.
For her. This one might get me the most hate of all. I do not believe that modesty is a cut and dry, everybody has the exact same standard. I believe that there are some black and white things, but that much of it is an issue between you and the Lord. One woman might want to wear dresses down to her ankles. That's great. One woman might feel comfortable wearing shorts. That's fine. It is something.
Okay.
That was a wild example of someone who's not modest.
Wearing shorts?
Yeah, like,
yeah.
I was thinking she was saying, oh, someone might want to go out in like a tiny little crop top and, I don't know, like booty shorts. But she's like, shorts down to your knees is fine in some situations, I guess. And she was just, I just like...
That's psychotic.
Yeah, like, I was expecting so much more from her there. I don't know why, but I just was. She was off to such a strong start.
So he says she's insufferable. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You have to lean onto the Lord for dependency and for clarity and wisdom. We don't do Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, there's Easter Bunny.
Wow, you're terribly boring.
Almost all TV and movies are trash for children. Literally almost all of it. Almost everything the government tells us isn't real, no matter which side wins the election.
Oh boy.
That was a claim.
God, dude. She's got problems.
Go to the moon? No.
Did we go to the moon? She said no. Oh my God. This is like I should have a bingo card of all the craziest shit.
No matter which side wins the election. Did we go to the moon? No. Are they telling us the truth about Antarctica? No. Are aliens real? Yes.
Oh my God.
But they're demons.
They're demons.
I've heard that theory. I love that theory. It's so funny to me.
This bit about Antarctica, do you know what this is?
No, I have no idea.
Flat Earth.
What does that mean? Oh, like the ice wall?
She thinks there's an ice wall.
That's where the ice wall is?
And that's why we're not allowed to visit Antarctica, yes.
Can we not visit Antarctica?
Yes, we can. Somebody went there recently with some, like 4 flat earthers. It's like $30,000 a person, but yes, you can go to Antarctica.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I've watched YouTubers go there for fun.
Yes, you can. It's expensive. There are hoops you got to jump through with governments and everything because it's controlled, because whatever. But yes, you can go to Antarctica. And like 4 flat earth YouTubers just had an all expenses paid trip to Antarctica to prove to them that there is a spot on the earth where you can stand and the sun never goes down. Like it's always visible.
Yeah, people live there.
That does not make sense with their flat Earth model. And if you stand in a location where the sun never sets, people don't live there. I think there are places in Alaska where the days are like 21, 22 hours long for the summer.
Yeah.
And like
that's what I was
nights are
talking
22 hours long for the winter.
Mhm.
But Antarctica is literally 24-hour sun. And they were taken to that location. I remember this recently. Did you hear about it?
Yeah. No, I haven't. I
The
didn't even know
flat
that this was a
earthers.
thing.
Yeah, they went there. And the flat earthers verified for fact, yeah, guys, like, I don't know what, I don't know how this fits in with our understanding of the world, but the sun didn't go down. It did not set at all for the time we were there.
God, that's terrible. I could not fall asleep. I can't.
And hang on.
Sorry.
And everybody was like, oh, you're faking it. You had a green screen on. I could see the green patch on your shoulder was flickering and all that. It was so absurd, dude. Oh, my God, these people.
I can't sleep with any sort of light at all, so that must be miserable. Can we talk more about the aliens are actually demons? I love that theory. Do you have any videos on that outside of this?
I do.
Yeah,
Yes, we'll hit that in a second.
It's such a funny theory to me. Yeah, let's finish
this.
About Antarctica? No. Are aliens real? Yes. But they're demons, so. Law of attraction is just a different form of witchcraft and is not biblical whatsoever.
That's true. Law of attraction is not biblical. It's nonsense. Do you know it?
No.
It's the idea that if you wish that things will come true, then they will come true.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
What am I missing? I'm sure there's something. Oh, we have the highest infertility rate in America that we've possibly ever seen. And it just so happens most of those women were on the birth control bill growing up.
Okay. Give it a rest, bro. Really. God, it's disgusting. It would be funny if it weren't so disgusting, some of the things she's saying.
People who are on birth control aren't getting pregnant? Oh my God, what are they going to do?
Beyond that, she's saying that it's causing actual long-term infertility, which is a lie, a flat-out, bald-faced lie that's ruining people's lives. Disgusting.
I just think that was the dumbest thing ever. Like, they were on birth control for a reason, guys.
Bro, I'm not even sure which thing was the dumbest here. Like, is it that birth control is causing long-term infertility? Is it that we didn't land on the moon? Is it that the earth is flat, or that aliens are demons? I can't. Which one?
I really like the idea that aliens are demons. That's my favorite one. It's so stupid and funny. I think the dumbest one here, I want to say it's that the earth is flat, but unfortunately, a loud minority of people believe that. So I can't even say that that's the dumbest thing I've heard. Same with the moon thing. Like, I've heard that.
Well, let's see what else she's got here. It's almost over.
Ever seen. And it just so happens most of those women were on the birth control bill growing up. I'm sure that has no correlation, though, right?
Oh, that was the end of it. Okay. Anyway, yeah,
I'm going to say the birth control thing is the dumbest.
Complete scumbag. Like, really disgusting stuff for her to spread some of these lies. And the anti-vax thing, that was in there, too. Just disgusting, dude.
Emily Sigmund, thank you for the $5. Remember that flat earthers thought Australia is fake, that Australians are paid actors. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And also, just going to Australia would prove it. Right, that the earth is round because the seasons are reversed.
Yeah.
And also the stars are different. You can't look up and see the same stars. They don't have the Little Dipper or the Big Dipper in Australia.
Do they have the North Star?
No, they have this. Well, their own North Star, I suppose. Right?
Wow.
That's
interesting.
Let me just Google that and verify.
Yeah, I got a video on my For You page the other day on TikTok, and it was this person talking about how it's finally summer and they were like tanning. And it was just a ton of confused people in the comments until people were eventually like, oh, you're Australian. That makes sense.
Yeah, a Big Dipper, Little Dipper, and Polaris, the North Star, are not visible in Australia. They have their own set of constellations. And that's another reason why astrology doesn't make any sense.
They believe there's
either.
A big dome. Yeah, I know. It's stupid. There is an episode of Phineas and Ferb. It's a cartoon I watched when I was younger, where they basically build this robot and it traps everyone in a dome. And at the end of the episode, it traps the entire universe or the entire galaxy in a dome. And it's just like every time I hear about the dome thing, it just reminds me of that. And at the end of the episode, spaceships that are shaped with like points at the very end start flying into it to try to invade our galaxy, and they get stuck in it. And
all right, let me try to wrap this up and you can continue,
Sorry.
okay? Let's just cut the whole Phineas and Ferb thing. Anyway, tell me what you think about it in the comments. Absolutely absurd. This woman has problems. Okay, anyway, you were saying?
Sorry.
I just want to try to stay on topic for the videos. But
Yeah, but like it just reminds me of that every time, and it's the stupidest thing ever.
so
It's like,
just out of curiosity, I looked. Kent Hovind has... So I have this program called Clippy, which I wrote. I'm sorry, it's not called Clippy. It's called ClipChimp now. I had to rename it for copyright reasons or trademark. Microsoft, come after me if I name it Clippy. Anyway, yeah, I designed it, and I can process videos. Like, I can run them through an analysis that will transcribe them and also like create a pseudo description and stuff. So I just searched UFO. And apparently Kent Hovind's Creation Seminar episode 7 has stuff about UFOs. I don't remember this in it, but if I just open in my editor, which I named Ripple Cut, and I go to transcript and I type UFO, pops up all mentions of UFOs. Let's see what he said.
What about UFOs? Don't know. There are several theories about UFOs. I'll give you a couple books so you can read about that. I don't have an answer to the question. New Leaf Press has a good book called UFO End Time Delusion by David Allen Lewis. There's a shortened version of the same book, a Reader's Digest version.
There you go. 666. He believes they're demons. This is from Kent Hovind.
UFO 666. Alien Encounters by Chuck Missler again. Covers a lot on UFOs. The Cosmic Conspiracy by Stan Deyo is a good one for UFOs.
Dude, I should get these books.
Basically, UFO sightings may fit into the following categories. They might be just simply misidentified natural objects like weather balloons, swamp gas, etc. They could be top secret or private experiments.
Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Let's make this its own video and kind of split it up. UFOs.
Look at this thing that I saw.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Like 5 people took a picture of it.
26. All right, hang on.
Someone got food and it came out to be a 666. Their number was 666. Like 15 people took pictures of it, so I decided to as well, because why not?
All right, here. Let me do an intro. Actually, let me play the MAGA influencer thing again real fast. Shoot, where is it? MAGA
FYI, for
influencer.
anyone who isn't aware, I'm his kid. Someone said sister in chat, so I assume you're talking about me.
That's funny. Here, okay. Let me pull this up real fast and just play the UFO section again. I was just talking about this girl. She's a MAGA influencer, and she believes that UFOs are actually demons, like aliens are demons. So I wanted to kind of go through like some of the, kind of trace the history of the UFOs are demons belief. Check this out.
Election. Did we go to the moon? No. Are they telling us the truth about Antarctica? No. Are aliens real? Yes, but they're demons.
Anyway, I wanted to trace this down, so I go through my program to find instances of this, and I find Kent Hovind talking about it. Let's give this a listen. All right, now, when I do the edits, I'm going to play the whole Kent Hovind section and the whole bit about UFOs without overlapping the videos, just an editing note. Let's continue.
There's Popular Mechanics from November 2000 showing an experiment with the U.S. government planning to build what would sure look like a UFO to somebody if they saw it.
So UFOs are actually either a government conspiracy or demons, is what I'm picking up.
It may be satanic or demonic.
There you go.
Satan can only be one place at a time. God is all places at all times.
Why?
And most...
It's a stupid lore. Who knows what ridiculous verse they conjured up for this.
Because Satan was an angel, and angels aren't as powerful as God, except Satan started to get as powerful as God and was asking too many questions and blah, 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 so God had to cast him down.
There you go. You should be a theologian.
Most of the authors I shared with you earlier fall into the category of saying that there are 2 kinds of UFOs, top secret government stuff and demonic.
So stupid, dude. There's another category of UFO believer who believe it's called, oh my God, I don't remember the name of this group, but they believe that Nazis escaped Germany at the end of World War II and went to Antarctica and run a surveillance program, and their surveillance drones are UFOs. So when we see UFOs in the sky, it's actually Nazis that escaped justice and are trying to spy on their enemy until they grow powerful enough to make a comeback or whatever.
So, one, I have a few questions here. One, are Nazis immortal in that case? And two, did we not have UFOs before 1940 Germany or 1930?
Not really. The designs were around, but they were really, really popularized in 1947, 48, in the Roswell, New Mexico thing, which is basically just a weather balloon. They were watching for nuclear tests from the Soviet Union, and they wanted to cover that up and hide it from the populace. Anyway, so that's Kent Hovind's whole bit on UFOs. Let me just see if there's anywhere else that he mentions it. Let's see. Yeah, that's the whole section. But there are other people who talk about UFOs, as a matter of fact.
I've got this theory. It's
got another video on this. Here's one. Hold on. 1 second.
I have 2 cats with me right now. Cashmere is pushing his little nose against my hand, and it's cold and wet. And Miki, oh, I see the pink hair.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, she gives dyed hair a bad rep.
And then we've got
I was gonna dye my hair pink. I was gonna have pink highlights, and I decided against it, and I decided to go for purple. Probably for the best.
Okay, and I got one more video on UFOs.
Oh my, this guy.
Yeah. All right, this is Kat Kerr on UFOs.
There are no aliens, people. That might crush your hopes for a new planet to live on. And but there are demons that live on some of the vacant planets or planets nobody knows anything about. They try to take over it.
Okay, but a lack of aliens doesn't mean a lack of planets that you can live on. What's it called? Habitable
planets.
Yeah.
What about them?
A lack of aliens does not equal a lack of habitable planets, like she's saying. And in addition to that, if there are demons living on the vacant planets that we know nothing about, they must be habitable, at least when you get into heaven. Also, on top of that, why don't I have my own planet in heaven? If I have my own mansion, according to her.
Mormons believe in that.
I know.
You could be a Mormon.
All right, guys, I'm a Mormon now.
Yeah.
However, the Father always sends, this is something you have not talked about. The Father has an army, we know that in heaven. Yes. Some of them who run major warfare has been outside the realm of the world called heaven. And
the world called heaven
will go by and cleanse these planets all the time that Satan is trying to take over and do things on, or convince people that there were aliens that we're going to welcome you here.
Yes.
If you are asked by any being that's not a human being, you test that spirit. If a spirit comes and walks through your wall and said, oh, I'm here to take you to great places. I want to show you something new Jesus is doing, so come with me.
She thinks that's what aliens would be saying to us if they appeared. I want to show you something about Jesus. It's so stupid, dude.
Okay, but like, what if it's actually an angel? Like, I don't think angels take too kindly to being accused of lying. So an angel comes down from the heavens and is like, guys, Jesus, right up there. You just got to come with me. And I'm going to go, but are you Satan?
You don't want to turn the angel into a demon out of spite.
Yeah, they're going to get mad at me. What do I do when they get mad at me?
This is Jack Hibbs, complete scumbag, has some takes on aliens as well.
So you would know. Sorry, someone asked if you're going to make Clipchamp available to them.
Yes, I am going to try to make it available on the Microsoft Store, on the App Store, and stuff like that.
So you would normally think, UFOs, I knew it. I knew it from other planets, all this stuff. Wow.
It's because at this moment, there was a lot of talk of UFOs at the time.
Fox Mulder was right. X-Files, yes. George Jetson, I get it.
No, oh, he's so funny, OMG. Oh, ROFM LMAO. He is so incredibly funny.
And,
you can hear all the old people in the audience laughing. That's how you know he's funny.
Gotta praise him now. He's hilarious. I have to bow down to him. Have no other option.
And yet, I think that what is truly behind all this stuff is what has been truly behind everything. For the record, I do not believe in creatures from other worlds. I do not believe in other planets.
They believe in you.
Sorry, it said, that's funny. It said, I don't believe in other planets. And I know what he meant. I know he meant I don't believe there are other planets with life on them.
Don't give him too much credit.
But like, yeah, I don't believe in other planets, guys. I don't know. I just don't think Mars is really up there.
So incredibly stupid.
Pluto? There's a reason they said it's not a planet anymore.
In all seriousness, the last girl that we listened to said she doesn't know why we can't go to Antarctica, signaling she thinks there's a flat Earth.
Yeah, if there's a flat Earth, are there flat planets? Are the planets a projection? Like, what do they think there? Like, the planets are a hologram? I think that would be really cool.
They think, in all seriousness, they believe that it's a big canopy that... do you ever do the tent thing where in school where they have the big tent and they throw it up and they all sit around it?
Yeah, and you go under it?
Yeah, they think it's like that, and they've just poked holes in the firmament. And you can see God's light through.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's... Okay,
creative. It's creative.
Yeah, it's more creative than what I thought that they were going to go with. They poked holes in it, and that's God's light, but it would deflate.
Nope, because God doesn't let it deflate, you see.
I believe in these creatures are visiting us from other places. I believe it's demonic, demons, fallen angels, because you have no idea, nor do I, what a fallen angel is.
Well...
You don't know what they can produce.
I mean, a fallen angel is an angel that fell. And
I'm not sure
evil.
what he means by that. That's confusing.
He's basically saying we don't know what they're capable of. We don't know if they're as capable as an angel. I assume he's saying we don't know if they're as capable as God, but that would be blasphemy. I think a fallen angel, imagine what an angel can do. A fallen angel can probably do that and or less, because if they're just angels that are evil now.
Well, in this case, he thinks that that's what aliens are. They're fallen angels.
Yeah, but it's still like an alien's gonna come down here. It'll have the same powers as an angel would, right?
I suppose.
Theoretically.
You don't know what they can create. Well, Jack, we have UFO materials that have been collected from crash sites.
Okay.
No, we didn't. He fell for the lies. Like, there's a lot of rumor and speculation flying all over the place, and I knew that we should be wary about believing that. And he just, ate it up hook, line, and sinker.
I mean, he's about to tell us that, it's irrelevant because of whatever, but, even if that was real, okay, there are metal scraps somewhere in a desert. Coolsies, stuff falls all the time.
The claim was that there is biological material recovered from a UFO. They said they found an alien, is the claim. And
they found an alien.
That was the claim from a guy who was testifying in front of Congress.
Oh,
yes.
That's rough.
But it wasn't actually vetted or trustworthy, and nobody had any actual evidence of anything. It just wasn't.
Did he have a mental issue or anything? Because if not, he's going to jail for the rest of his life. He's out of here.
They don't actually prosecute like that usually, but no, he claimed, I think he was ex-military or ex-something or other. He was in the Air Force
That
for
makes
20
sense.
years or something, and he said that when he was in that he had biological material or something.
Interesting.
Like that. But
Anyways.
I understand that. That has been scientifically tested.
No, it wasn't.
I just believe the origin is an act of deception by Satan to get people duped.
And when you really think about it and look at this in the cold light of day, what reason would they have to point the finger at demons instead of just saying, wow, God created aliens as well? When you think about it, you start to connect the dots and realize it's because aliens would throw a wrench into literally everything. Aliens would not have a copy of the Bible, certainly. And if they did, how would they even fit into that equation? It was written specifically and intentionally for and about humans. They have to claim aliens are demons because there's no other way to fit them into their theology. It's impossible. That's why we see this kind of thing. What were you going to say?
You could say that, like, aliens are a failed batch of humans where God, I mean, I guess that's kind of what demons are, but like...
Well, humans are a failed batch of humans, right? That's why we have sin and everything else?
Yeah, but I'm thinking more like God let them run rampant, and they could use this in their favor. Like, this is what happens when you don't listen to the Bible, and this is why we're trying to save you and protect you, because these aliens, they have no human-like qualities. They're no longer part of humanity like we are. You know, I just feel like there are better, more creative ways than, oh, they're demons. I like this theory, though.
I feel like this is the most straightforward, simple route that they can take to handle the possibility that aliens come. They could create a complex explanation like God created them and did all this other stuff and this is where they came from.
And they didn't listen to...
But that's complicating everything. And they want to give a short, straightforward, basic message. They're demons. And I find it interesting that they've decided to address it in the first place, because that means that Jack Hibbs, Kat Kerr, and others think there's a real distinct possibility that maybe aliens might appear, that we might actually find evidence for it. They wouldn't bother addressing it if they thought that it wouldn't happen in the first place.
Like
I think that's interesting.
In their lifetime.
Yeah.
I think aliens probably exist because there are like a billion galaxies.
I would eat my left shoe if I found out that aliens do not exist.
I'm sure somewhere far, far, far away, like billions of light years away, there are aliens, but they're not demons. They're not going to visit us. They're not going to find us in our lifetime. Like, I don't know. All of that's crazy. And also...
I don't know. I can see them finding us in our lifetime.
In our lifetime?
Yeah, sure. I can see that.
I don't think I'm going to live to see the day where an alien, like, makes it to Earth.
I think it could happen anytime.
But I also think they would be so biologically different from us. Like, visually, their language would be different. They might not even be able to speak. They might be like a bird or like a cat. And not be able to speak to us, I mean.
If they were capable of making it to us, I think that they would absolutely for sure have a language of some sort.
Well, yeah, but not one that we would be able to understand, almost certainly. Like, cats understand each other, birds can understand each other, and, you know, like, they make noises, but they can't, most birds can't, we can't understand most birds, and I don't think that there's a way for us to understand them. And I also think, like, when a lot of people picture aliens, they're, like, bald and green, but they're still, like, they still have 2 arms, 2 legs, they walk upright. Humans uniquely evolved like that. I don't think that an alien is going to, or, like, has evolved to stand upright like that, or only have 2 arms and 2 legs, or, you know, like, be green even, or have...
I think you'd be surprised. I think that, as Emily Sigmund says, how are religious extremists dealing with NASA having found evidence of ancient microbes on Mars? Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I heard. That's why I say aliens.
I think they're going with the old, they're demons, and this is a grand deception thing. They're just getting a jump on it early, so they don't have to explain any of this. They can go with a simple, straightforward message of Satan's trying to deceive us. And I'm sorry, let me put some lip chap on, as my friends across the pond call it.
God, this cat is so cute.
Hold on, get the lip chap on.
She's the cutest cat ever. Wow, we are so off topic. Someone said I'm right. I agree.
This is on UFOs. This is on topic. Anyway, I think that you'd be surprised by how similarly life evolves over time. Like, We made some major breakthroughs with abiogenesis over the past couple of years, 2023, 24. And what we've discovered with it is life didn't just start here in this configuration randomly. It took millions, nay, billions of years to finally take root in the configuration that works best. So I suspect if we did find aliens, they would probably look very similar to us, actually. Like symmetry, like we have two, hands, our face is symmetrical. We would probably, if I had to guess, I'd say they'd probably be symmetrical. We would also, if I had to guess, probably be carbon-based, just like we are. They'd be eukaryotic and all the way up the chain. It would be very similar, in my personal opinion.
Do you think they'd be like the Doctor from Doctor Who?
I don't understand.
From Doctor Who. He doesn't watch Doctor Who. I know at least a few of you in chat
let me
know
wrap
it.
this up. Anyway, yeah, tell me what you think about it in the comments. It's fascinating to see them kind of flounder and come up with ridiculous excuses. Tell me your thoughts.
We missed one.
Missed one what?
Of the videos.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's a long one. It was a longer video than I thought it was, so we're not going to hit it. Actually, nah, let's not hit it. It seems interesting, but it's too long. Demon microbes? Yes. That is what they believe. Well, they don't think the microbes are demons. They think that they were planted there by demons to confuse Christians. Yeah.
People are questioning that he hasn't seen Doctor Who. He has seen Doctor Who.
I've seen a couple of episodes, but I don't understand.
You do know what I'm referencing. It's like the Doctor looks like a human. That's what I was saying.
Oh, I thought that wasn't even his original form or whatever.
A human? Well, no, that's how Gallifreyans, that's his species look.
Okay.
A lot of people in chat know what Doctor Who is, so that reference was not lost on the audience.
It's a cookbook thing. 40 months, keep up the great work, and pet the feline overlord tailbass. I appreciate that. Absolutely.
I'm petting one right now, and it's so super cute.
Intelligence means thinks and acts human, so I concur. Yeah, I suppose that's true. Yeah.
I mean, intelligence to us, yeah.
But I do think that if we came across aliens, or let me rephrase, if aliens were capable of interstellar travel and made their way here, that would constitute intelligence. And I think it would look very much like what we have. And I think they would look very much like we do, in my opinion. But I don't know. I mean, I guess we have no way of knowing. And honestly, I think that it's possible anytime. I'm not sitting here expecting it. I would put the chance of aliens showing up tomorrow at 0.001%, but not 0%.
It's higher than I would put it.
You think it's 0%?
I wouldn't say 0, but like way lower than 0.00.
It's way higher for me now that we've found microbes on Mars, because it validates the fact that life can form in other places in the exact same way that it formed on Earth.
Right. I don't know. I don't think that they are close enough to visit like tomorrow, for example, or...
Well, we don't know what kind of travel, like where they are in their technological advancements yet.
That's true. They could be like a billion years ahead of us.
So they could be able to just blink in and out of anywhere if they wanted. I believe that we'll probably be able to get to a point where we can travel interstellarly quickly.
I want to get to a point where we can teleport. I like the idea of teleportation. And I've seen people say, oh, it'll destroy whatever. Go with the Big Bang Theory idea of it. I don't care. I don't care if I'm not the original me. I just want to be able to teleport. Like, if that means I have to, and this isn't actually how teleportation would work, but if that means I have to destroy every single atom of my being and then recreate it in another,
location.
Yeah, location. Yeah. I don't care. I'm still me. I still have all my memories.
That's the Star Trek interpretation, the transporters from Star Trek. Yeah.
Yeah, it's also in the Big Bang Theory. I think it's a lot of sci-fi.
I think Star Trek started the teleporters.
Probably.
The transporters, I mean.
Yeah, most likely. The Big Bang Theory did come after it.
My theory is where there's water, there is life. I agree, I think.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of water in our solar system alone, like in Europa. We'll find out soon, because there's a scheduled pass through the geysers of Europa, I believe, and they'll be able to tell if there's something in there, if I'm not mistaken. They're looking for the signs of life there. That'll be cool. Anyway, all right. Let's see. So we hit, let me open my tabs here. We hit the MAGA influencers. We hit UFOs. Remove tab.
This cat is enjoying her life right now. She is so happy. I wish you guys could see this. It's the best thing ever.
Teleporting with ADHD would be a shit show. Yeah, I imagine so. Thank you for the super chat, Emily Sigmund. By the way, thanks for showing up last night on the line. It was cool seeing you there, and the super chats and everything. I know that Forrest doesn't read super chats, but I read them as we go, and I think we should read super chats at the end of the line.
Yeah. Super chats are great.
And also, everybody at the line splits super chats equally, pretty much. It's a very fair system, surprisingly fair. It's a fully socialist pay structure at the line.
I plan on going on the line at least once when I'm 18. I have to wait till I'm 18 for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I plan on going probably sometime around my 18th birthday, honestly. So in 1 year from now, catch me on the line.
They changed the fire behind me. It's different now.
Oh, it is.
That's not what I wanted.
Sucks to suck.
I want a different fire. Let me fix it. Hang on.
He's gonna change fires now, guys. Oh, it had a logo back there.
It did.
I didn't even realize that. Interesting.
Well, this is going to show, like, my watch history and everything. Do I have watched something that I wouldn't want you to?
I don't think you've watched anything on...
No, it shows my whole YouTube watch history.
That's stupid. I don't watch YouTube. Actually, I do watch YouTube.
Actually, this isn't even bird feeder cam. Was there a bird feeder going on in the background? Why is there a bird feeder cam on?
There was not a bird feeder going on.
Let's try this one.
Sorry, guys.
There.
This cat
That
is
works.
so perfect. She has little freckles on her nose. You guys don't understand how much I love my animals. I love my pets so much. I would literally die for them.
Let's hit Marjorie Taylor Greene. Open. Actually, let me open the twit on another thing.
I think I would do YouTube if I knew what to talk about, but I like just talking. I don't like necessarily reacting to idiots. I mean, I like it, but it's not something that I don't know, I like talking to everyone. So I'm not good at, I wouldn't be good at YouTube.
You don't think you'd be good at YouTube?
I would like to be a YouTuber. I'd like to get on here and just talk to people, but that's my issue. I want to talk to them. I don't want to play a video like what you do. But, you know, talking to Chad isn't
George, we have
like a long thing. She is so loud.
Yeah.
She just sneezed on me.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, media. I'm looking for her 60 Minutes. Oh, here.
It was completely but things.
Yeah, let me just actually we'll just download the whole 60 Minutes interview. And it's only 13 minutes long. And we'll see if we can pull that up. All right. Whoop.
It was completely considering she
to it as well.
Yeah, let's watch this. Open. That wasn't very nice.
I wanted her off my lap, and she was like fine getting off, but she decided to rip my headphones out while she did it as payback.
So, all right, let me jump into it. Let me write my timestamp down.
Yes, someone should draw
52.
Me hugging Miki.
All right, here we go.
Me hugging the mini lion.
This is Marjorie Taylor Greene. She did an interview on 60 Minutes, and she said some really interesting stuff. Talked so much smack about Donald Trump and all of the, you know, all of his weird little sycophants. So I want to listen and see what she had to say here.
But it was
We're jumping in a little bit because I just skipped past the intro.
And exactly why is she leaving?
It wasn't a decision that I came to lightly.
Because, of course, she's quitting Congress.
But it was a very important decision for myself and also for my family.
It was sudden.
It was sudden, but a lot of things changed.
I wouldn't necessarily say it was sudden. I mean, you know, Trump kind of attacked her and said that, like, he's withdrawing his support for her, and then just a little bit after that she resigned. I wouldn't call that sudden. I'd call that expected, personally.
The timeline is basically Donald Trump, the Epstein files, calls for the Epstein file release reached a fever pitch, and the House gained enough votes that they could force it to release, basically, whether Trump allowed it or not. And Marjorie Taylor Greene was one of the people who decided to sign on to release them, regardless of whose name is on there. And of course, we all know that Donald Trump's name is on there, obviously.
Well, yeah.
Everyone knows that. We've known that for a long time. And Donald Trump did not like that she was one of those people who allowed the release, who facilitated the release. And it was all downhill from there. It was very fast because they didn't have enough votes to release them until a month ago. And within the span of like that month, everything fell apart. That was it. And Marjorie Taylor Greene is now like the target of Trump's ire and everything. And now she's Marjorie Taylor Brown and everything. It's so stupid. Do you hear about that?
No.
Donald Trump says she's a Marjorie Taylor Brown because grass turns brown when it rots or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that. We read that on stream. God, sorry, it was just so stupid that I like blocked it out.
Yeah.
I stood for women who were raped when they were 14 years old, and the president that I fought for 5
Girls, not women. Girls. I know it's a small distinction, and I know that she appreciates the distinction, but I just want to make sure the distinction is recognized. They were girls, not women.
The president that I fought for 5 years called me a traitor for that. And so that changed the landscape of things.
So I'm going to ask you straight out. Did you surrender? Did Donald Trump run you out of town?
Yes.
No. Not.
Okay. He absolutely did. Obviously, he said the things that he said led directly to death threats against her, which she talks about later. Why is she even pretending otherwise?
Which, just because she's an evil person does not mean she should get death threats. But, like, come on, man. Obviously you resigned because he stopped supporting you. Obviously you resigned because MAGA hates you. Like, in what world are you convincing anyone otherwise?
And she does talk about this a bit more. I'm surprised, like, maybe we just haven't gotten far enough in, but here's a clip, a 30-second clip from later in the interview.
Behind the scenes, do they talk differently?
Yes.
How?
Oh, it would shock people.
Well, let's shock.
It wouldn't shock me at all. They're all normal people. They all went to high school. They all had girlfriends. They've all probably cheated on their girlfriends and everything. They're not special people in any way. They're all scumbags up there.
But also, why is she like... I will never understand standing there like you come out of... You know, you resign or you get rid of, like, you stop standing with a specific side and you come out and you say, they did blah, 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 blah. Like, they're evil, they're terrible, they're monsters. Okay, but you sat there for years. She said 5 years. She sat there for 5 years listening to monsters say evil things, say terrible, terrible things. And she thought, but, you know, Trump's pretty cool.
They're on my side. They're on my side, so I'm going to allow this to happen. Yeah,
right.
Let's continue.
Well, let's shock people.
Okay. I watched many of my colleagues go from making fun of him, making fun of how he talks, making fun of me constantly for supporting him.
Oh, how shocking.
To when he won the primary in 2024, they all started, excuse my language, Leslie, kissing his ass.
I've been scandalized by this language. Kissing his what?
And decided to put on a MAGA hat for the first time.
I'm not an innocent kid anymore.
So the point is that she definitely comes at Donald Trump pretty hard in this interview. I'm wondering why she's hedging in the beginning. Well, let's continue listening.
Not at all. Actually, Leslie, it's more like this, is I said in my statement, I will be no one's battered wife, and I meant it. And I won't allow the system to abuse me anymore.
You really feel abused. You know, he did come after you pretty hard. He called you a lunatic, I'm quoting. He said all she does is complain, complain, complain in caps, and then he called you a traitor.
You know what I find fascinating about this? I hate to stop so much, but this is important. A cult is, at its most basic, an abusive relationship between the adherents and the leadership. You see all the same tactics and styles that you would in an abusive relationship in a cult. They control who you're allowed to talk to. They control who your friends are. They control what you're allowed to do, where you're allowed to go, and all of it. You know, behavior control, information control, thought control, and emotional control. That is fundamentally an abusive relationship and how a cult operates. And she's describing herself as a battered wife. That is an apt description of Trump's entire base. These people either fall in line and do exactly what he wants them to do to a T, or they become the target of his ire. So in a very real sense, she was a battered wife in that type of relationship. And I find it interesting that she's connecting the dots and recognizing that. She may not even realize this, but she's calling MAGA a cult by saying that.
So he hit you, whacked you.
Yes, he did this in the same time span where President Trump brought in the al-Qaeda leader that was wanted by the U.S. government, who is now the president of Syria. Then within a week, he brought in the Crown Prince, MBS, who murdered an American journalist.
Mohammed bin Salman, yep. Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
And then he brought in the newly elected Democrat socialist mayor of New York. That was the time span.
Oh, she's still a scumbag.
You mean his boyfriend? He
Yeah.
brought in his lover. Sorry.
Yeah, he does seem to like Mamdani a lot. We'll see if that sticks.
That he called me a traitor.
You decided not to stay and fight. You decided to give in.
I think that's foolish. She should have stayed.
After President Trump called me a traitor, I got a pipe bomb threat on my house, and then I got several direct death threats on my son.
So, again, that's wrong. But like here, she's admitting that like she's surrendering, she's leaving because of Trump. Where, like 5 minutes beforehand, she just told us that she did it because like out of her own free will, and it's not because of whatever. So I don't know. Contradicting statements here.
On your son.
On my
Definitely. And like I understand that she was suffering terribly as a result of this or whatever. But I do want to point out something. Hold on. Let me just
Why are you supporting?
Yeah.
Is it gonna be
It's pretty ugly. I haven't shown this on my channel before. But let me just grab the video real fast and pull it up.
I want you to recognize that she called Mamdani, like, she basically called him evil in her eyes.
And this is Marjorie Taylor Greene. Okay, do you know who David Hogg is?
Yeah.
He's for anyone in the audience who doesn't know, he was at the Parkland, Florida school when it was attacked by Cruz. What was this kid's name? I don't remember. He was there. He was basically a school shooting victim. I don't think he was actually shot, but he was, involved. And it so fundamentally changed his life that he became an activist again for gun reform, basically.
Okay.
And Marjorie Taylor Greene got famous for following him around and harassing him because she believed he was a crisis actor who pretended to be involved in this attack, to be the victim of an attack, to take people's guns away for the Democrats.
David, why are you supporting the red flag laws? If Scott Peterson, the resource officer at Parkland, had done his job, then Nicholas Cruz wouldn't have killed anybody in your high school. Or
You're right, Nicholas Cruz, that was his name.
at least protected them. Why are you supporting red flag gun laws that attack our Second Amendment rights? And why are you using kids as a barrier?
So she literally followed this dude around, stalking him and harassing him and making his life a living hell and never giving him a moment of peace. And now she's saying, my son had a death threat against him because of Trump. I'm sorry, I don't like that. That's bad. You know, death threat's bad. But I'm having a hard time having like literally any sympathy for this.
And I'd consider maybe she's changed. That was, what was that, 6 years ago now? Maybe she's changed, except she's very clearly still a bad person. The only time she switched her philosophy is when the leader of it turned against her. She's still claiming that people like Mamdani are evil socialists who are trying to ruin the country. She still hates immigrants. She's still homophobic. She's still a very, very bad person. And getting death threats or sending out death threats, that is wrong. That is not okay in any situation. But I'm not going to feel bad when you do the exact same thing.
Yeah, I can't say that, like, sometimes some bad stuff happens and I'm like, my sympathy is so down here that it's literally gone in reverse and turned into joy. I can't say that here. I don't feel joy at, you know, her suffering here or whatever. But my sympathy is at zero. Absolute zero.
Son.
You say the president put your...
I feel sympathy for her son.
Someone said, I don't know if you saw this beforehand, she had a Freudian slip and reverted to who she really is. This is part of the rebranding... Wait. This is part of this rebranding arc and snaps back instead of showing change.
That doesn't surprise me at all. Yeah, I believe you're right.
President put your life in danger. You blame him. You say he fueled a hotbed of threats against me, and that you blame him for the threats against your son.
The subject line for the direct death threats on my son was his words, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Those are death threats directly fueled by President Trump. I'm
sorry, did you not realize that that's how it works? Is this the very first time this is crossing your mind? You got gummy bears in your ears? You not see how this worked in the past?
Mind you, when Trump has called for the execution of Democrats, which was recent, or when Trump rallied people up to January 6th, up to the Capitol, she didn't say anything. She doesn't care. She cared that it was directed towards her. Trump actually incited violence in those instances. He called her a traitor, which, to MAGA, that's basically the same thing.
It's death penalty.
Yeah, but there are instances where Trump has literally verbally said he wants this person dead. And he didn't do that for her. But in that instance, she didn't care. The second it's against her, now it's an issue. And I agree, we shouldn't be saying that to anyone. We shouldn't be, like I said, we shouldn't be sending death threats to people or whatever else. But she only cares that it was her. She doesn't care about the lives that have been lost because of Trump. She doesn't care about the actual acts of violence he has physically and verbally incited. She does not care.
And this is from Nerical, sent me an email with this image. This is a fallen angel.
It's pretty.
Top tier. Yeah, it is pretty.
Wait,
I like
that's
that.
funny. I just realized it's the shoes.
Yeah, it's good. Anyway, thank you. But back to Marjorie Taylor Brown. All right. Back to Marjorie Taylor Brown over here.
And I told him, I told J.D. Vance, I told them all, sent those directly to them.
Response?
J.D. Vance replied back to me, we'll look into it. I got response back from President Trump that I will keep private.
No, tell us. I want to know.
It wasn't very nice.
Give us a hint of what the president said.
It was extremely unkind.
Well, tell us. You going to leave us hanging like this?
He has said so many extremely unkind things that you don't understand how little that narrows it down. You said, I'll keep it private, and I thought, wow, he called her a slur.
Yeah.
Like...
That bad? Jeez.
Her life is in danger? Who's that?
Marjorie Taylor Greene, she says.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't think her life is in danger. Frankly, I don't think anybody cares about her.
4 more years.
You care about her a lot, sir.
This new intense vitriol between them is jarring, considering she's been one of the president's most passionate and loyal foot soldiers, often in a red MAGA hat. She voted with him 98% of the time.
We're going to
And that right there, she voted with him 98% of the time. That should tell you all you need to know about her ideology. She's having a little clash, a little personality clash with him at this immediate moment. But at the end of the day, she agrees with him pretty much completely.
98%. What was the 2% that she didn't vote with him?
Probably Epstein.
Also, sorry, every time, this is really bad. With Trump's reputation, every time I see him anywhere near a woman, specifically a white woman with blonde hair that just has that look.
Keep an eye on his hands.
Yeah, I'm like, he leaned in to hug her. I thought he was about to, like, start making out with her on stage. He has a wife, but not fully convinced
Or start grabbing her like he says he does, right?
Right.
elect our favorite president, the greatest president in United States history, Donald J. Trump. Right, Georgia?
One of the president's biggest beefs with Greene was about...
Right, there's something very distasteful about the color of blonde hair next to the color of the red hat. It's like, I don't know, it's like a trope now. Like every time I see that color, those two colors next to each other, it's like it triggers PTSD in me. It's
also,
like all the stupid MAGA influencers that are like, you know, have the MAGA face with the bleach blonde hair and the nose jobs and everything is just awful.
It's also, for me, where they have like the patchy fake tan, or like the fake tan that's way too dark that doesn't go all the way down to their chest or their neck. And then they also look like they use bronzer as their foundation rather than their actual color.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, Marjorie is darker and more orange than Trump is here. That is insane.
Yeah, Trump is straight up orange too, so that should say something. Your monitor is a little bit off too, though. It's got weird colors. But they're the same, basically.
No, it looks. She is significantly darker than she looks on my monitor over there. That is crazy.
Yeah.
It's about her harping on Jeffrey Epstein.
We did talk about the Epstein files, and he was extremely angry at me that I had signed the discharge petition to release the files. I fully believe that those women deserve everything they're asking. They're asking for all of it to come out. They deserve it. And he was furious with me.
What did he say?
He said that it was going to hurt people. I had asked him, these women are the ones that were hurt. They were raped at 14, they were raped at 16. I watched them stand in front of the press trembling, their bodies shaking as they were telling their stories, many of them for the first time. And I had told him, I said, you know, you have all kinds of people come in the White House. Have these women come in the White House. These women deserve to be heard.
He said...
Well, the problem is that he was involved in this whole thing. He knew Epstein personally. They were close friends. He even went to Epstein's house for Thanksgiving in 2017 as president. Point is that he was directly involved in all of this. He cannot extricate himself. Is that the word? He can't separate himself from this situation. That's why he doesn't bring these women in.
Extricate was correct. Also, just like for future, you know, for like help in the future, if someone is denying the release of an attacker's name, I don't know how to say it in a monetizer friendly way.
That works, an attacker.
If someone is denying the release of an attacker's name or saying we shouldn't release it or we need to redact it or whatever, they are the attacker. They're one of the attackers, or they support the attackers, and they know it.
Or they're an apologist for the attackers or whatever.
That's what I mean by support. So when you talk to MAGA, and obviously by this point it is so obvious that Trump is in those files, when you talk to MAGA and they say anything other than release them right now, they say, oh, but what about this Democrat? Or, oh, but we need to protect whatever. Or, oh, we shouldn't be releasing that. They support an attacker.
Yeah, and it's
and
not
knowingly.
Yeah, and it's not just obvious. we know for a fact that Trump is in those files because we have a lot of the files. Some of them were released by Gawker, leaked, I believe, by Gawker or TMZ or something. Years and years, like 2017, I think, Gawker, before they were shut down by Hulk Hogan, leaked the flight logs. And Trump is on the flight logs, like all over them, like 17 times or something like that. We know for a fact Trump is all over the files. There's no question.
Buttery mails.
Yes.
Miracle says.
Buttery mails.
People will get hurt.
People will get hurt. I don't know what that means. I don't know who they are.
Oh, of course you do. Come on. Stop playing,
Trump.
Marjorie. You know who it is. Yes, it's Trump who's going to be hurt by this, obviously. But she said, I'm going to name the names. It's unfortunate she didn't choose to stay, in all seriousness, because she has unique immunity as a congressman. She can go on the floor of Congress and say anything without charge. She can literally say anything, and they cannot charge her with a crime as a congressman.
Really?
Yes,
that
really.
feels wrong.
Yeah, it is wrong. And Nancy Mace, not too long ago, used that opportunity to slander a bunch of people that she didn't like.
That's way too much power to give to someone.
Yeah.
There were other clashes with the president. She started publicly criticizing him in May on one issue after the next, accusing him of betraying his MAGA America First promises. You went after his, I think you said, trying to entangle us in foreign wars. You said Air Force One should be parked, no more foreign trips.
For an America First president, the number one focus should have been domestic policy, and it wasn't. And so, of course, I was critical because those were my campaign promises. Once we fix everything here, then fine, we'll talk to the rest of the world.
America First, of course, is a Nazi political party originally. It was the Nazi party of the United States in the 1940s. They knew that they couldn't support Hitler or Germany legally. There could be legal consequences because freedom of speech meant something different back then in the 30s and 40s. But instead of supporting Hitler directly, they started the America First Party, which was intended to be isolationist and say, we don't need to be involved in another war, World War II. We need to leave Europe to their own devices and let them do their own thing. And by doing that, they would have guaranteed that Hitler would have been able to take over Europe, of course. That's why they did what they did. And they even held rallies in the United States at Madison Square Garden in Times Square with like Nazi flags and stuff all over. Have you seen this?
No.
You haven't seen these images?
No.
Oh.
I don't look at pictures of New York.
Hang on.
I got a college email the other day that was like, New York is waiting for you. I know, guys.
Here you go. Nazi rally.
That's terrible.
Yeah, this is a Nazi rally, Madison Square Garden, 1939. They had George Washington up front. And they had a bunch of swastikas as well. I'm trying to find. Let's see if I can find the one I was looking for. Here. Wait. No, maybe that's not the one. This is a. Here. This is from the rally right here. Anyway, the point is that it's a Nazi party. America First Party is a Nazi party.
Said in her.
And she claims to be America First, this whole isolationist thing. It's exactly what we're seeing with Ukraine and Russia now, where people are saying, oh, Ukraine isn't our battle. It's not our problem. We need to stay out of it. Who does that help exactly? It helps Putin win the war, obviously.
She said in her resignation video that the president has gone establishment, forsaking the base and her.
If I am cast aside by the president and the MAGA political machine and replaced by neocons, big pharma, big tech, military-industrial war complex, foreign leaders, and the elite donor class.
Are you saying that the president now is siding with those establishment powerful people?
I mean, everybody already knew that, but I guess it's kind of a surprise to hear Marjorie Taylor Greene say it.
And against MAGA?
He passed a crypto bill that helped out all the crypto donors. He has served Israel's interest, even attacking Iran.
It's Iran, first of all. But yes, she's correct here. But again, she's correct because she's a Nazi and she's holding the Nazi position. It's not because she gives a shit about Palestinians. She doesn't. She's correct by happenstance. She's correct. What's the word I'm looking for here? She's correct only incidentally. She's only correct because, God, I can't think of the term. It's slipping my mind, but you get the idea.
I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, Trump is a billionaire. Like, who else would he be backing but other giant billionaires? Obviously, this billionaire who has always been in everything for the money is going to back people for the money for the wrong reasons because he is a bad person. She knew this. She just didn't care until it turned on her.
I'm surprised she didn't see this coming. Yeah.
Has served Big Pharma. He didn't take away the COVID vaccines that we want to see taken away.
Oh my God.
Those are the areas that are still getting everything they want while we're still out here saying we want to see action on areas for the American people, not for the major industries and the big donors.
For the American people, like getting rid of the COVID vaccine, totally. She's awful, dude, really. She's so bad.
Killing Americans, letting them die, and letting COVID run rampant again. I can see how that would help everyone. That works.
Greene has built her reputation on feisty combat and inflammatory insults.
I remember this one. She looked like a howler monkey. Do you remember this?
No, I never saw this. I've never seen this at all.
This was Joe Biden's State of the Union address.
Yeah.
And Biden basically said Republicans are trying to get rid of Social Security, which is true. They obviously were. And she starts booing and throwing a fit and like, oh, you're slandering us, meh, and everything. And that was her. And then there's a famous picture of her going like this with like her mouth like, We'll see if they show it.
Calling President Joe Biden a liar during the 2023 State of the Union. It's been
No, they didn't show it. Let me find the picture because it's top tier.
I'm gonna forever be devastated that Kamala Harris didn't win. I didn't agree with her on everything, but I agreed with her way more than I will ever even consider agreeing with Trump. So I'm devastated. Oh,
this
wow.
This is the howler monkey image right here. Yes, she was an obnoxious fool with a Cruella de Vil jacket on.
I wonder how many Dalmatians died for that coat.
I don't know.
5 years of almost constant drama.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up. No, ain't nothing.
Hold on. With her adding fuel.
Bro, do you know, you may not have been paying attention at the time, but she went on the floor of Congress, and you remember how I said you can't be charged for things that you say? She entered a picture of Hunter Biden's twig and berries into the official public record. Hunter Biden's laptop had a picture of him naked on it, and she got a copy of that picture and publicly brought it to Congress and displayed it publicly for everybody to see forever, for the rest of time, in the public record in Congress, because she's a scumbag, because that's the kind of person that she is. That is disgusting, right? To do something like that, to show somebody naked that can never be undone or erased or removed ever. She's a disgusting human being, really.
If you could go back a few seconds, I need you guys to keep in mind, she is in an official, she's in an official situation here, speaking with actual important people, standing here at a business conference. This is her work. This is her
Congress.
business.
Yes, this is Congress.
This is Congress. This is the top of our American system almost.
Yeah, pretty much.
And she's sitting here, and listen to her.
It's been 5 years of almost constant drama.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up. No,
in what situation is that professional? I do not know of any other system where someone could sit there and say stuff like this and get away with it. No one calls them out. No one questions them. No one says, "Hey, that's not professional behavior. Get out of here."
It's not okay to say or do something like that. Is
Like-
psychotic.
Like general, social principles aside, you don't say rude stuff about someone's appearance, but ignoring that in a professional setting, you do not sit there and say, I don't agree with you because I think you're ugly. You teach that in kindergarten. You get that out of a child in kindergarten. When a child in kindergarten says something like that, you say, no, that's not okay. Go to timeout. Someone put her in timeout, please.
Aside from that, again, she's talking smack about the way that she looks, but she showed a picture of Hunter Biden's junk, publicly.
She showed him naked. Just because she wanted to.
That is straight up vile. I'm sorry, man. I can never forgive. I know what kind of person she is. I know who she is. And that's unforgivable. What she has done. It's unforgivable. And I'm sure Hunter Biden feels the same way.
Hold on. With her adding fuel to the nation's loss of civility. Then, 3 weeks ago, she went on CNN with a surprise, a mea culpa.
And I would like to say humbly, I'm sorry for taking part in the toxic politics.
But it became clear to us that she hasn't entirely lost her appetite for combat.
It's the most toxic political culture, and it's not helping the American people.
But you contributed to that. You were out there pounding, insulting people.
Leslie, you've contributed to it as well with your own program. Yes, you're
Oh, give it a rest.
accusatory, just like you did just then.
I know you're accusing me, but I'm smiling.
You're accusing me.
I am accusing you.
But we don't have to accuse one another.
I want you to respond to what you have done in terms of insulting people, yelling at people, and then saying...
I'd like for you to respond for that.
I don't...
No, you can respond to that.
I don't insult people.
You do, in the way you question.
Oh, please. God. So she made a fool of herself even in this program. Got it.
You can't sit there and call for decorum and then yell about how no one listens to you and everyone's stupid and ugly and you're always right.
Make an even bigger ass of yourself. Good job, Marjorie.
You're accusing me right now.
One thing she did want to talk about, Congress's failure to pass spending bills, meaning that she has found it hard to get funds for projects in her district.
It's an utter failure, not just to the people in my district, but every district across the country.
We met Greene, 51, in her district in Georgia. Before Congress, she ran her family's construction company, then opened up her own CrossFit gym.
Oh, yeah. I've heard weird things about CrossFit. Have you heard about this?
I have no idea what CrossFit
It's like an exercise method / club or whatever. Okay. And it's weird. It's like, I don't know. People have described it as a cult, but I don't know that that's the case. I've just heard very weird things about it.
Affordability is a real issue.
President says it's not. Says it's a hoax, affordability.
It's one of the top issues, not only in my district, it's across the country.
The affordability of health insurance caused Greene to side with the Democrats during the government shutdown to support.
Sorry, I want to call attention to someone in the comments said vote for neither side. Both sides are terrible. When you don't vote, you are voting for the objectively worse side.
Yeah.
So you need to vote for the slightly better side, no matter what that is.
Yes, harm reduction. That's how we get out of a fascist dictatorship. If people had focused on harm reduction in Germany, things may have played out differently. Seriously, grassroots support collapsed in Germany, which is what was necessary to fight against fascism in Germany at that time. And grassroots support collapsed because of that sentiment, that exact sentiment right there.
That's how we got rid of harm reduction, is how we got rid of stuff like slavery and segregation. We said people shouldn't be slaves, and they said, okay, fine, we'll stop slavery. And we said, okay, well, people should be equal. Okay, fine, we'll stop segregation.
One step at a time. And if you really think that Democrats are equally as bad as Republicans, you live in a fantasy land. I'm sorry, man. I don't understand where you are mentally to view anything that way. Not that, I hope that, like, if you're a fan or whatever, I hope you're not offended by my words or anything. I hope you, consider what I'm saying seriously, because I really mean it, and I don't want to hurt your feelings or anything. But really rethink what you're saying here, please.
They said, what do you think is the worst side? Republicans, MAGA specifically.
Without a doubt. Like, not even close. So, anyway, here in Hong Kong, we don't actually have a better side to vote for. CCP made sure of that. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people will... Unfortunately, authoritarian governments will try to collapse grassroots support like that and break people up and make them hate each other and everything, and support only one thing universally and everything else. But there is harm reduction, right? Like, one side has to be better than the other in at least some respects. And you push for change on the other stuff that matters. That's how you do it, generally. Anyway, welcome, Super Nerd. Glad to see you.
Support extending health care subsidies. Did you ever imagine that you would be standing with the Democrats on the Epstein files and on health care subsidies?
No, I never imagined that.
She's not afraid to be an outlier. She's the only Republican member of Congress to call the war in Gaza a genocide. And...
Again, that's because she's a Nazi. She hit the correct position, the correct conclusion, by circumstance alone. Not because she actually has a conscience, not because she's a good person, not because she has just the correct positions on things for moral reasons. She's a monster, actually. It's solely and completely because she's a Nazi and hates Jews. Generally, she's a Fuentes fan, or she has been a Fuentes fan, or at the very least, she's a fan of Nick Fuentes's ideology. Whether she likes him, I don't know anymore. But yeah.
Why did you vote against the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act?
Since I've been a member of Congress, we've had several resolutions that constantly denounce anti-Semitism. I've already voted.
Anti-Semitism is bad, of course. I'm sure that we can all agree on that, right? Anti-Semitism bad. As somebody who supports Palestine fully, anti-Semitism bad, right? Why would somebody vote against an anti-Semitism bill? I don't understand.
Pro-Semitism.
Yes, a pro-Semitism bill or whatever. No, I don't think it works quite right like that.
Denouncing anti-Semitism many times before. It becomes an exercise that they force on Congress, and I simply got tired of it.
Is there no value in having the United States Congress reaffirm the fact that they denounce anti-Semitism in the face of a growing issue, a growing problem?
We don't have to get on our knees and say it over and over again when we
get on our knees?
Yes, we do not have to get on our knees.
Well, most members of Congress disagree with you.
Well, most members of Congress take donations from AIPAC, and I don't.
I agree with that assessment as well. But again, she believes this because she hates Jews. And I believe AIPAC is a problem because I care about Palestinians.
She's not upset that Congress has to denounce anti-Semitism over and over and over and over again. She's upset that she has to go against her beliefs if she doesn't want to, be shown to... If she doesn't want to be attacked.
Right.
AIPAC is an American pro-Israel lobbying group. Greene's perspective indicates a growing rift within MAGA over support for Israel. Are you MAGA?
I am America First.
So that's a no, I guess, huh?
That's not the same as MAGA.
MAGA is President Trump's phrase. That's his political policies. I call myself America First.
But you're not saying you're MAGA.
I'm America First. Yep.
So you're Nazi before you're MAGA. I mean,
Yes.
same thing, but
Yeah.
you're more Nazi than you are Nazi and also pro-Trump.
Yep, that's what I'm picking up.
God bless you, President Trump.
Almost overnight, she's gone from a close Trump friend to foe, one of the few Republicans willing to take him on. I'm going to ask you about this almost solid support he has among Republicans in Congress. Is there in that support fear? Does the support come about because they're afraid that they'll get death threats?
Oh, absolutely, no doubt.
I think they're terrified to step out of line and get a nasty Truth Social post on them. Yes.
And they're watching what happened to you?
Yes.
Behind the scenes, do they talk differently?
Yes.
How?
Oh, it would shock people.
Well, let's shock people.
Right. So why did you stay? Why are you? Because she seems so like distraught by this. Behind the scenes, they talk so differently. It would shock people. If it's that bad, then why were you still there for 5 or 6 years?
Well, of course, this is one of the things that she liked the most about it. You don't want to fill my water up, do you?
Yeah, I will. And then I'll drink.
Okay. This is one of the things that she liked the most about the movement. And I guess the heat got too much for her.
Okay. I watched many of my colleagues go from making fun of him, making fun of how he talks, making fun of me constantly for supporting him, to when he won the primary in 2024, they all started, excuse my language, Leslie, kissing his ass.
Scandalized.
And decided to put on a MAGA hat for the first time. And let's break it down real simple.
This past week, when we saw Greene at a public hearing in her district without a MAGA hat, it didn't appear that her break from President Trump and MAGA has cost her popularity.
You know what I find particularly fascinating is that Nick Fuentes is actually very kind of anti-MAGA now as well. And he's even said that he intends to burn his MAGA hat. I don't know if he actually did burn his MAGA hat. He planned on it, said I was going to make a video doing it or whatever. But anyway, the point is that around that same time, Marjorie Taylor Greene did the same thing. I mean, it's all kind of coming apart at the seams for MAGA/Trump at this immediate moment, which I find particularly fascinating. But anyway. Stop electing stupid people to high office. Not that it needs to be said to your supporters, right? Exactly. Jesus Christ, dude.
People want to know, is this a true conversion, a true change of heart, or is it kind of a shrewd political calculation? A lot of people think you're doing it and that you, in a year or so, are going to run for some other office.
I have no doubt. Yes, absolutely, that's going to happen.
I have zero plans, zero desire to run for president. I would hate the Senate. I'm not running for governor. But Leslie, it doesn't matter how many times I say it. I'll have face-to-face conversations with people, and I'll flat out tell them to their face, and they won't believe me. And they're like, oh, yeah, sure. And they wink at me, and I'm like, okay. It's just like, I don't know how to make it.
I'm sorry. I don't believe you. Of course, she has higher ambitions for, you know, other office.
More clear.
You mean you just jumped off the cliff and you don't know where you're going to swim to?
Surprise, surprise, I'm not your politician with a whole itinerary of plans or political ambitions.
Okay, that looks like the end. Anyway, she's an absurd human being and absolutely disgusting, and she has not changed at all. The only difference is she is now feuding with Donald Trump. That's it. And this isn't like, we don't embrace people like Marjorie Taylor Greene. We mock them, and we revel in the fact that they are failing miserably because they're feuding with Donald Trump. That's what we do. Anyway, tell me what you think about it in the comments.
Were you going to make food or no? You good?
I'll make some when we finish.
Okay.
Why?
Because I like talking to chat, and also I have to do chores, apparently.
Okay.
But, so I was just wondering if I'll have dishes,
let's see. We've done 4 videos. I should do, let me see what else I've got. Tabs. Let's hit Joel Webbin, and then we can probably call it there. And Stuart Allen Clark. I don't know if you guys remember this dude. All right. Long ago. Okay. This is Joel Webbin. He is a right-wing extremist. I would venture as far as to call him a Nazi. Like, some people in the MAGA movement are full-on Nazi, and he is one of them, in my opinion. Listen to the psychotic... God, his view on women is so ass backward. Just listen to this. Listen to what he says here.
Here's the advice for young single women who want to be married and feel as though they're being passed over. The advice is there are many things that you can do. The chief thing, of course, being trusting the Lord and making the desires.
Oh, yeah, that's going to work. Trust in the Lord. That's all you got to do, you see? Okay.
Of your heart known to the Lord in prayer. God, I eagerly desire to be a wife and a mother. If it be your will, would you send me a husband?
Yeah, prayer works every single time, as we know.
Yeah, last night I prayed for $300, and what do you know? Found out this Friday I get my paycheck. That was the act of the Lord, not the act of my hard work. Don't
Can I
worry.
have some?
Can I have some of yours?
No.
Let's split it 50-50, so you get 50% of mine, I get 50% of yours.
Never mind. I changed my mind.
That's pivotal. Being in a good local church where there are godly men.
I will say, sorry for pausing
yeah, let
so
me
much.
step back. All right.
Yeah.
We'll just include this in the previous one and just play it again. Go ahead.
He's discussing that it's important to be in a good, church. I will say, I'm an atheist. I think having a good community is important. And I grew up in a church that was full of, good people. Generally, they were good people. Some of them, pretty crazy. But I do think, I agree with him on that if you're Christian, having a good community church is very important. But not because it has godly men in it and because women will submit and whatever else.
Having a good community is important, not church, but
not the church itself.
Generally. Right.
Would you send me a husband? That's pivotal. Being in a good local church where there are godly men. Asking your father to help. Talking to the elders to see if they might know of a single man who might be a compatible suitor.
I know you're thinking this is all standard Christian stuff. Just wait. You haven't gotten there yet.
Things. Here's another piece of advice, and people don't like it. This is the kind of thing that your Benjamin Glaser would lose his ever-loving mind, and everybody, this will probably get clipped out and will go viral all again, right? Run it back, right?
Which is his goal, of course, to go viral and everything else. He's such a scumbag, dude.
2 for 2. Here's another thing. Lose 20 to 30 pounds.
Wait, was that the end? I was expecting. Okay, I thought it was going to be longer.
He freezed there for a second. I was like,
yeah.
Where's he going with it? Dramatic pause.
So this is not the first time that, right-wing scumbags say stupid shit like this, probably in an effort to get attention. There's also Stuart Allen Clark. Again, it's been a while since I've talked about this guy, but it was worth coming back because it's so entertaining. Listen to this. This is from 2019.
First of all, man, if I was a woman, I'd want to be beautiful. I think that's what every...
Let's all just drink in the way this guy looks for a moment. Let's just take in, analyze how this fine-looking gentleman looks as he's about to criticize the looks of other people. Ready?
I think that's what every woman desires to be, is to be beautiful. I wouldn't want to just be beautiful. I'd want to be hot. That's what I'd want to be. So let me ask you this. I've been wondering this for years. If beautiful women from the South are called Southern Belles, does that mean beautiful women from Mexico are called Taco Bells? I mean, is that what that means?
That wasn't funny. Okay.
I said that to say this. There's not a man alive that doesn't want a beautiful woman on his arm. Or a woman he considers to be beautiful on his arm. I'm just telling you the truth. That's the way We're hooked up. I'm kind of gender fluid today. I'm going to bounce back and forth, so please be with me. Bear with me. Not a man alive. And so
I'm gender fluid today, he says.
So if I was a woman, I wouldn't mind being arm candy. That's okay. I wouldn't mind being a dish or a doll, a babe. I wouldn't mind being all that. I wouldn't mind having an hourglass figure either, like 36, 24, 36.
Okay, is he referencing... I think is he referencing Sir Mix-a-Lot? Is that who did that one song? I think it was I Like Big Butts and I Cannot Lie, right?
Wait,
that was the name of it. You got to stick around or not.
I can't stick around. I have to do my chores.
Okay, then here you can hear it. I'll step it back. We're gonna cut this from the final version.
I wouldn't mind being all that. I wouldn't mind having an hourglass figure either, like 36, 24, 36.
There you go. There's the reference. Okay. Yep, love you. My light just went out. Hang on. Let me figure out what happened here. 1 second. Okay, I gotta fix it later. I don't know what is wrong with it, but it's kind of cutting out. All right, let's continue.
I wouldn't mind having a 0 to 4 dress size. That would be something maybe that I would think that's beautiful, but I'd also want to be a natural blonde.
So he's talking about how people should look, right? Hang on, there's another one. Where is it? It's I thought that was the one.
First of all, man, if I was a woman, I'd want.
No, that's not the one.
Sing around the house. Sing around the house.
Where is it?
And ladies.
This is the one.
And ladies, here's the thing you need to know about men. Don't give him a reason to be like this distracted boyfriend.
Don't give him a reason to cheat on you. Be beautiful for him.
You hear me? Don't give him a reason to be looking around. Hello? Why is it so many times that women, after they get married, let themselves go? Why is it? Why do they do that? Now look, I'm not saying every woman can be the epic trophy wife of all time, like Melania Trump.
Oh, God, dude. He's thinking about Melania Trump.
I'm not saying that at all. Now, most women can't be trophy wives, but you know, like her, maybe you're a participation trophy. I don't know, but all I can say is...
A participation trophy. I'm sorry. I'm trying to understand the joke there.
Not everybody looks like that. Amen. Not everybody looks like that. But you don't need to look like a butch either.
Oh, boy. It's getting worse as we go.
But you say, how can I do that? Oh, I'm so glad you asked that question. I'm so glad you asked that question because you're in my office, you and your husband, and we're talking about your marriage, and you've asked me this question about what can I do about that. All right, if you were sitting in my office, here's the first thing I'd say to you, and boy, I hate to say that. This is why I don't do marital counseling anymore, and that is weight control.
Weight control. That's how you resolve all marital problems. Weight control. He says as he's... Oh, God. Siri, turn on living room lights. He says, standing there in his size XL shirt. I mean, look, I'm not knocking it. I have nothing against people who are bigger. Honestly, I really don't. But this dude talking shit about people who are heavier. I mean, where does he get off saying something like that, right? Like, it's embarrassing.
So how important is this? Let me tell you something. I have a friend. He has put a divorce weight on his wife. That's how important this is.
He put a divorce weight on his wife, dude. And he thinks that this is a good thing, apparently. What? Seriously, like, what is happening right now? This is insane. What is the Christian obsession with weight? Really, I don't understand. And this dude, like, this isn't even close to the most psychotic that this dude has gotten. He said even more psychotic stuff. He's a young earth creationist. And I went on this whole tear a while back on this guy. Absolutely fascinating stuff that this dude has said. But just listen to this one.
If somebody says, I'm a homosexual Christian, you cannot be a practicing homosexual and be a Christian.
Practicing homosexual. You can be gay, you just can't be a practicing gay. It's so stupid, dude. Entertaining as hell.
And why would you want to bring that to your identity anyway? He saved you from all that.
He saved you from all that. Again, why would that be like your identity or whatever? It's not people's identity. It's just part of like their existence. It's part of their everyday life, okay? My God, dude. This guy is seriously a complete scumbag. And people like him are complete scumbags, like Joel Webbin. And they know when they say stupid shit like this, it's going to get attention. I don't actually think that Stuart Allen Clark intended to get this type of attention, though. In fact, I think he kind of regrets getting this type of attention. I think that, you know, it didn't really end well for him because there's a lot, like, they fired him from his position as pastor and everything else. So it didn't exactly end well for him. But the point is, people like Joel Webbin especially will say shit like this all the time because they know that it will gain attention, and that's what they want more than anything on planet Earth. It's disgusting. Anyway, tell me what you think about it in the comments. See, that was at 138 to 150. That's okay timing. All right, well, I guess I'm going to call it there. I've got a bunch of stuff I have to get to, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. It's been fun. I love it when ugly men say if they were a woman, they'd want to be beautiful, right? That's funny. It's so stupid, dude. Stop electing people to high office. Yeah, I hit that. I did not vote. I regret it. My info has grown. Well, I'm glad to hear that. That's good news. Learning is what's important, I figure. Okay, guys, I'll see you on Wednesday, okay? Day after tomorrow. All right, have a good one, everyone.